Part 7. Peach Youth. Author, Su Kifeng. Chapter 61. Wang Wei took Lin Feng to a restaurant and sat in the private room. Lin Feng gave Wang Wei 35,000 points first, and then told about the competition with Li Xingguo. Wang Wei was surprised. "Oh my god, you're crazy, you even stood on the ring with the son of a martial arts gym owner, and you even won. The son of the owner of the martial arts hall, Kung Fu may not be really good, but that Li Xingguo is indeed very good, but he is not as good as me," Lin Feng said. "You really know how to blow." "I don't seem to be a bragging person," Lin Feng said. Wang Wei knows Lin Feng very well. She knows that when Lin Feng speaks, he is a person who can live in Hulk very well. On the body, it is also true. All the dishes were ordered, and Lin Feng won the money. Naturally, he invited Wang Wei to order casually, and Wang Wei was unambiguous. It was estimated that the meal would cost more than 300 yuan for the two of you. Wang Wei really wanted to drink with Lin Feng, but she had to go to work in the afternoon and couldn't drink, so Lin Feng ordered a bottle of baijiu for dozens of yuan and drank it. Wang Wei felt that Lin Feng's drinking at this time was very unrestrained and a little vicissitudes of life, as if he was already a person with a profound understanding of the world. "Isn't it because you had a fight with someone, you seem to be different from before? That's your illusion. In fact, I'm no different from before. I'm still me, and I will be in the future. People will change, and they will change when you become rich. When you become a millionaire or even a billionaire, I'm afraid you won't know who I am. If you meet me on the road, you will use his eyes despised me. Don't worry, this kind of thing won't happen to me, maybe I'll really become a rich man, but I'm sure I still know you. Do you know why?" "Say it." "Because your chest is very full and your is very round," Lin Feng said. Wang Wei's face immediately turned red, grabbing the chopsticks and hitting Lin Feng's head. Seeing that Wang Wei seemed to be very hard, Lin Feng flashed, but did not let the chopsticks in Wang Wei's hand hit him in the head. Superior. After Lin Feng drank a glass of white wine, Wang Wei dared to talk to him about Shen Bingqian. She felt that it was easier for Lin Feng to hear about Shen Bingqian under the stimulation of alcohol. "Did Bingqian contact you later?" "Who is Bingqian?" "Don't pretend to be stupid, it's your ex-girlfriend, the girl who first fell in love with you, then broke up, and then you gave her a few shots." "When you said that, I remembered who she was. She never contacted me, but I think she didn't leave Beijing. She's still here, but neither you nor I know where she is," Lin Feng said. "Do you miss her?" "I don't want to," Lin Feng said. "You really don't want to?" "I really don't want to, even if she suddenly called me and said, 'Lin Feng, I'm going to the United States tomorrow, maybe I won't see you again.' I won't have a big feeling. I'll tell her, 'I wish you good luck in the ocean the other side, lives happily.' I really do have you. In fact, I saw her when I was online 2 days ago. I sent her a message, but she didn't reply. She disappeared soon, or maybe she went offline," Wang Wei said. Lin Feng didn't want to continue talking about Shen Bingqian, because it meant nothing to him. He quickly mentioned the matter of repaying the money. He smiled and said, "You should return all the money to Sun Yueling tomorrow, and then thank her well at the time. Don't just thank me, you have to thank her too. In the circumstances at the time, if it wasn't for her generous help, it would have been really difficult for you to get through this difficult time." Clear. Wang Wei and Lin Feng ate together and went to the company to take away the 35,000 yuan ordered by Lin Feng. At this time, Wang Wei owed Lin Feng 65,000 yuan. Apart from the last IOU, Wang Wei is here again today. The private room of the hotel wrote an IOU to Lin Feng. Lin Feng didn't go home right away. He planned to take a walk in the nearby streets. While walking, Lin Feng was also looking left and right. There would inevitably be some pretty women walking past him. Those women wouldn't notice Lin Feng, because Lin Feng seemed very ordinary. Lin Feng. Hearing the voice calling for him, Lin Feng's footsteps stopped immediately, and when he looked back, he saw that Bai Shan had walked towards him quickly. Bai Shanmi's long red hair was permed into wavy curls, wearing very fashionable clothes, carrying a very famous small bag. She smiled brightly at her. "Why did you come here?" "I came over to talk to my college classmate." She went to work again. "I'm just going for a walk. What about you?" "Why did you come here?" "I came here when I was bored and wandering around. I don't usually have anything to do, just play." Bai Shan was obviously in a good mood. If Bai Shan was still working in the company, she would definitely not come out to play at this point. She must work hard. But now, her time is very free. When Ye Qingchen's rich boss doesn't need her, her time is her own. There is a small park nearby. Lin Feng and Bai Shan walked in together. The autumn wind is bleak and the park is a bit desolate. This small park has no special features, and there are not many people who usually come here to play. Lin Feng and Bai Shan sat on the bench. Lin Feng lit a cigarette and started smoking. Bai Shan's shoulder touched Lin Feng and smiled. "Let me see what kind of cigarette you smoke." "Purple Cloud." "Why are you still smoking, Ziyun?" "You finished all the cigarettes I gave you," Bai Shan said. "No, such a good cigarette, how can I finish it all at once? I have to smoke slowly," Lin Feng said. Bai Shan smiled. At this time, her smile was very emotional, but she was not the same as Lin Feng, and her emotions were fearless. "Where's your girlfriend?" "It's that beautiful girl named Shen Bingqian," Bai Shan said tenderly. "When I first saw her, I was really stunned. She is prettier than me." Bai Shan is very confident in her appearance and posture, but in front of Shen Bingqian, she is willing to give in. She left. "Why did you leave?" "Actually, I didn't reconcile with her later. She just came to Beijing to work and didn't rent a house for a while, so she stayed with me for a few days and then left," Lin Feng said. "Such a good girl, you just gave up." Bai Shan didn't know what kind of person Shen Bingqian was, and Lin Feng didn't want to talk to her too much about this. "How is Ye Qingchen treating you?" "Very good. Although he can't compare to you in that respect, he is really kind to me. He is a very personable man." "Such a big boss must be very personable. There will be many young and beautiful women who adore him. Some call him boss, some call him brother, some call him uncle, and they all want to get his money," Lin Feng smiled. Bai Shan and Lin Feng chatted a lot about Ye Qingchen, the owner of Hengtu Company, saying that he has a good reputation both inside and outside the company. He is good to employees and friends, he is a person with public morals, and a very successful entrepreneur. "Did you fall in love with him?" "Although he is more than 20 years older than me, I really like him a little bit, but he won't marry me." "His daughter doesn't agree." "Did he say he wanted to marry you?" Lin Feng asked. "No." "Then don't take it seriously, leave him after you've made enough money, and then find a reliable man to marry. You can't be a man's lover for life." "I thought so too." "Okay, Lin Feng, let's go out, I should go too. I wish you to find a girlfriend and a serious woman as soon as possible. Don't be like me and live by being a lover for men." Bai Shan was a little sad. Lin Feng doesn't really care about Bai Shan's sadness. Bai Shan has been rewarded in this way, so she must be sad. Wang Wei is a very trustworthy person. The next morning, she contacted Sun Yueling and returned all the money Lin Feng handed to her to Sun Yueling. Wang Wei spent several hundred yuan to buy a bag for Sun Yueling and wanted to give it to her. As a thank you, Sun Yueling didn't smile, she just told her, "You are Lin Feng's friend, that's my friend." Wang Wei had to reconsider this somewhat profound question in her opinion. What made Sun Yueling, a university teacher, be so Lin Feng? It could not be as simple as chatting online or having dinner and watching movies together in real life. Lin Feng must have used his thing to reward Sun Yueling. Lin Feng made Sun Yueling comfortable, so Sun Yueling was very Lin Feng. If a woman has multiple friends, and one of them has had that kind of relationship with her, when several friends ask her to do the same thing, she will definitely help the one who has had a relationship with her. Maybe she only did it for a short time that time, maybe she didn't feel happy or even felt depressed that time, but after all, the two fiery bodies have been connected together, so they must help. Wang Wei once again said thank you to Lin Feng in her heart, because this time she encountered a great difficulty, and Lin Feng helped her a lot will change accordingly. Wang Wei leaned against a tree on the side of the road and dialed Lin Feng's cell phone. Seeing that it was Wang Wei, Lin Feng quickly picked it up and asked, Xiao Wei, did you give the money to Sister Yueling? Give it, you, are you afraid I won't give it? I gave it to her just now, and she will call or text you, Lin Feng, thank you. Hearing Wang Wei thank him again, Lin Feng felt very uncomfortable. It was a good time for a gentleman, and he planned to get up as a gentleman. Xiao Yi, look at you, don't always say thank you to me for this in the future, it's a trivial matter, don't always take it to heart. You mean, I don't have to pay you back? You dare, you have to pay back the money you borrowed from me. Lin Feng suddenly became a little anxious. I'm just kidding you. I'm in a hurry. I know that your money is not easy to come by, so I won't trick you. Xiao Yi, I dreamed that you took a bath again last night. I first dreamed that you took off your stockings, then I dreamed that you took off your skirt, and then you took off your panties. Lin Feng couldn't continue talking, no one blocked his mouth, but Wang Wei hung up the phone. Wang Wei is both angry and funny, she thought. Lin Feng, you kid, just think about me, I won't play with you easily, I gave you a chance last time, you pretended to me, not me, such an opportunity will be hard to find in the future. Even if Lin Feng is teased, Wang Wei still thinks that Lin Feng is a very good person, she will continue to be good friends with Lin Feng, and if Lin Feng encounters difficulties in the future, she will spare no effort to help. Wang Wei quickly thought again that she couldn't hope that Lin Feng would encounter difficulties soon because she really wanted to find an opportunity to repay Lin Feng, but she should wish Lin Feng all the best in her career as an online writer, gain money and beauties. Peach Youth. Author, Su Kifeng. Chapter 62. Lin Feng doesn't have much money yet, and he lives in an unpopular partition room. He wears ordinary clothes and can't eat any delicacies. But he is not alone. When he is impulsive, some women are willing to let him go. So far, the woman who is willing to let him go is not a rich lady, nor a beautiful star or a beautiful host. They are all women with ordinary identities and backgrounds, but these women make Lin Feng very comfortable. Li Xingguo injured Lin Feng. He needs to rest for a while to be as active as usual. After all, it is difficult for an injured person to be cool. Li Xingguo didn't expect Lin Feng's kung fu to be so high, but Lin Feng's kung fu is so high, and he has earned enough face in front of Shang Yuna. But sometimes things like face can play a very limited role. For example, Shang Yuna, the feeling of him now is that he is more capable of fighting, and there are too many other feelings. What Lin Feng thought was that the current Shang Yuna became Li Xingguo's girlfriend. Lin Feng did not think that Shang Yuna and Li Xingguo would be able to get married until the day they got married. I'm afraid they would break up before talking about marriage, and they would be gone. The chance to divorce him. Afternoon. The autumn rain is continuous, and Lin Feng has the urge to take a walk in the rain. He not only wants to walk but also listen to music. His smartphone is just over $1,000, and other functions are not powerful, but the music player is very powerful and the sound quality is excellent. Those music enthusiasts who use a CD player to listen to songs with thousands of Sennheiser headphones may seem to be extremely bad, but Lin Feng thinks the sound quality is very good. Lin Feng listened to Su Wei's hometown, I am a prodigal son who will always walk alone in the distance, you are my woman in the vast sea of people. Lin Feng didn't think he was a prodigal son. He had parents and friends. He was just wandering in Beijing. As an internet writer, Lin Feng could actually write at home, but he just wanted to stay in Beijing because he liked the city. Rich people can like it here. He doesn't have much money yet. He can also like it here. He can't afford a lot of things, but he can watch it, and he can find more than 10 reasons for himself to stay. For example, the law and order here is very good, it can let him see more of the world, it is conducive to creation, it can stimulate his fighting spirit, and give him the motivation to fight. Su Wei's song stopped and the phone rang. Lin Feng was surprised when he saw that the call was from Shang Yuna. Today is Saturday, and Shang Yuna doesn't have to go to work, but she should go to Li Xingguo. Xingguo is still a wounded person. As a girlfriend, she doesn't go to see it even on weekends, which is a bit too much. Sister Yuna, what's wrong with you? You are powerful enough, have you guessed what happened to me? No, I didn't guess anything. Maybe it's just my speaking habit. I just asked you casually, what's the matter with you? Lin Feng thought, if it wasn't for something, or if you weren't insane, you wouldn't have called me at this time. If you really want to do that with me, I will definitely accompany you. I've long wanted to push you, but you won't let me push you. Do you have time to drink coffee with me? It's very romantic to drink coffee on a rainy day. It can make people's hearts wet like rain, but I don't like coffee. It's better to invite me to drink medicine if you invite me to drink coffee. Why don't you invite me to drink tea? I just asked you to accompany me to drink, but I didn't say I would invite you, it's you who will pay the bill. Why? Just because I won your boyfriend's money? Even if I win him, you want me to accompany you as a treat? It's so stingy, forget it, I invite you, we don't drink coffee anymore, is it okay to drink tea? Shang Yuna made a big concession, and Lin Feng had no objection, and soon went outside the agreed tea house. Lin Feng saw Shang Yuna dressed in a v-neck shirt, boots, trousers, and leather boots. She had a bag on her shoulder. Louis Vuitton was no longer the one who imitated it last time. This time it should be the real one. Spark bought it for her. Although Li Xingguo has not yet decided on his marriage partner, he is very willing to invest when dating different girls. Buying a Louis Vuitton for such a superb beauty as Shang Yuna is a trivial matter. Sister Yuna, you are not bad. Since you became Li Xiao's girlfriend, I found that you are much richer than before. Because of this broken bag. This is something you dreamed of in the past, why is it broken now? It seems that your mood has really changed a lot. Lin Feng lit a cigarette and blew out a puff of smoke. You're pretty good at pretending to be cool. If you have a pair of discerning eyes, you will find that I am handsome every day, but for those cataracts, you will definitely not find my style, Lin Feng said with a smile. You are such a bastard. My eyesight is very good. Who do you think is a cataract? Shang Yuna's fist hit Lin Feng's arm. If Shang Yuna beat him in the partition room, Lin Feng would definitely hug her and eat her tofu, even if he couldn't put his hand into her panties, at least he would touch her chest, but this is the street, there were many pedestrians in the autumn rain, but Lin Feng did not do that. We walked into the tea house together. The environment is very good, but there are not many people drinking tea. Lin Feng and Shang Yuna sat in the seats near the glass window, ordered a pot of taiguanyan, which was lower in price, and chatted while drinking tea. Stand up. I broke up with Li Xingguo. Why? Lin Feng was surprised. He didn't know why. He was a little excited when he heard the news. Maybe he still had fantasies about Shang Yuna deep in his heart. For Lin Feng, if he becomes a monk with Shang Yuna, it will be of great benefit to him. First, he is very obsessed with Shang Yuna's beauty. Second, he will have a Beijing Huqiao when he gives birth to a child. Third, he can sometimes on her, sometimes on her sister. That bastard, doing that with his 9th son. Who is Laoju? Don't understand? It's his 9th girlfriend. That woman is too hot. It's been almost 2 years since she broke up with Li Xingguo, but I heard that Li Xingguo was injured, so I went to see him, just see. She actually lifted up her skirt and rode on Li Xingguo's body up and down. It's cruel enough, he was injured, and he still rides him. How did you know? Lin Feng wondered. I bumped into it. I wanted to surprise Li Xingguo. I know he likes lilies. I even bought lilies for him, but when I opened his door, I saw that woman was riding on his. Her buttocks were turned upside down, her rosy red hair was flowing, her right hand was still waving, making a fake gesture of slapping Li Xingguo in the face. Li Xingguo shouted comfortably. Shang Yuna choked. There was no one around, and she didn't speak in a high voice, so she didn't worry about being laughed at by others. Maybe Lin Feng would laugh at her, maybe not, but she just wanted to tell Lin Feng what happened to her. Lin Feng was speechless. If Li Xingguo had a relationship with another woman after marrying Shang Yuna, it would be understandable if he could not abandon his wife for the bunting. It's a bit unreasonable to let his girlfriend go wild. Later, the old ninth said to me, "Don't be angry, although Xingguo has more than 10 girlfriends, and has done it with countless women, but he likes me the most. He said that Mai is the most beautiful." Elastic, he said. I clamped him tighter. "How do you say?" I said, "Then you can pinch him hard, you can pinch him off, he is injured now, but he can still take care of it, you can use your big to make her cripple." Then I frantically put that the lilies fell to the ground and ran away. "How did you propose the breakup, and you didn't propose it on the spot?" I told him on the phone, and he agreed. As soon as Shang Yuna finished speaking, her cell phone rang. Seeing that it was Li Xingguo, she said coldly, "Lin Feng, from now on, you are mine boyfriend." Joy falls from the sky. Lin Feng was very stunned, thinking, that old ninth, you're is too strong. You sat down on Li Xingguo and let Shang Yuna run to my side. Have you figured it out? You're not over the top, right? My family is from other places, and I don't have much money. Lin Feng really wanted to fall in love with Shang Yuna, but he hoped that Shang Yuna would make a rational decision at this time. I haven't finished speaking yet. Then say it quickly. The last sentence should be, you are impersonating. Really fucking. Shang Yuna didn't really want to be his girlfriend, but let him pretend to be her boyfriend. Let someone pretend to be your boyfriend. Did you see the bike repairer by the road? Although he is a little old and has ragged clothes, he can pretend to be your boyfriend. If his dark hands can also, he will smile when he touches you. Lin Feng, you bastard. Shang Yuna's shouting alarmed a pair of foreigners several meters away, and the two women with long blonde hair immediately looked here, and they quickly communicated in American English. My God, that woman said that man was an asshole. My friend, it's not surprising. Your boyfriend used to be a jerk. He was drinking and gambling. You tried to kill him several times. Lin Feng walked out of the restaurant, and after paying the bill, Shang Yuna also walked out, walked to Lin Feng's side, and grabbed his arm. Please, do me a favor. Didn't you offend me? Although I defeated Li Xingguo, his power in Beijing is many times greater than mine. I beg you. Don't beg me, even if I am a firefighter, I can't put out Lao Jun's true samadhi fire. I'm really begging you, and you'll be rewarded. What in return? I let you kiss me. Kiss whenever you want. Then can I rush into the classroom to kiss you when you are giving a lecture to the students, and can I rush into the bridal chamber to kiss you when you marry another man? Lin Feng said. You're a bastard, I beg you again, can you help? You've begged me many times. If I don't help you, I'll be a ball, Lin Feng said. You are listening to Novels at Bless Up channel. Wish you happiness and luck. How do you feel about this novel? Please like and leave a comment. Peach Youth. Author, Su Kifeng. Chapter 63. Shang Yuna's cell phone rang again, and it was from Li Xingguo. It seemed that Li Xingguo was not reconciled to losing Shang Yuna like this. She hadn't even touched her chest, let alone touched her panties. If you don't have when you're dating, it's over when it expires. This is Li Xingguo's principle, so every woman who interacts with him as a boyfriend and girlfriend has not escaped his grasp. On the bed, on the ground, in the kitchen, in the car, on the mountain, he madly those women. Li Xingguo, you shameless bastard, you unbelievable villain, you still have the face to call me, why don't you die, Shang Yuna said angrily. Yuna, please, forgive me, I will never contact those former girlfriends again, I am only good to you, really Li Xingguo said anxiously, this time it is me. Wrong, I will make up for you, I will give you a diamond ring, the kind of more than 200,000, how about it? Today's autumn rain has no thunder, otherwise it will kill you. A diamond ring of more than 200,000 yuan is very attractive to Shang Yuna. She likes this kind of rich and expensive thing very much. If she has something that many women don't have, then she can be proud. Shang Yuna first spent 2 seconds thinking about what it would look like to wear a diamond ring on her hand, and then she rejected it. She couldn't indulge Li Xingguo for vanity, so she didn't accept his compensation. Don't get excited, where are you? I'll find you. I'm with Lin Feng, I'm already his girlfriend. What Shang Yuna said surprised Li Xingguo to the extreme, but this time he did not take the opportunity to ridicule Lin Feng for being a poor boy from out of town. Well, you Lin Feng, you are too good at inserting needles, and you are a little too quick to start. Yuna, in fact, before you agreed to be my girlfriend, I saw it. You have a very special feeling for Lin Feng, and I also saw it when I competed with Lin Feng. You are not too worried about me. Injured, but you are very worried that Lin Feng will be injured. In this case, I don't have to go to see you, you give Lin Feng your phone, I will chat with him, Li Xingguo said. Shang Yuna looked at Lin Feng, he wants to talk to you. Lin Feng took it and said with a smile, Li Xiao, I'm so sorry, you made a mistake, Yun Na has become my girlfriend. You must be very proud of yourself, kid. Girls like Yun Na are exactly what I want. I'm very proud. Do you really want to take revenge on me? What did you do in revenge? I said, when you are a friend, I don't have the habit of grabbing women with my friends. Since Yuna chose you, she is yours. I will treat you as a friend in the future. If I invite you to be a guest at Jinwu Center, don't refuse. Lin Feng didn't know much about Li Xingguo, so he didn't know what percentage of what Li Xingguo said just now came from the heart. If Li Xingguo really wanted to invite him to Jinwu Center as a guest in the future, would he be using a mask and a machete for him? Since you still treat me as a friend, then I also treat you as a friend, and when you don't treat me as a friend, I won't treat you as a friend. Lin Feng thought to himself, if you dare to be ruthless to Lao Tzu, Lao Tzu will slap you hard. First, get some manuscripts to ensure continuous updates. If you slap you, Lao Tzu will run away. For Shang Yuna's sake, Lin Feng absolutely dared to be ruthless, but Lin Feng also knew that although he was posing as Shang Yuna's boyfriend, he was still not Shang Yuna's dish. Walking in the rain. Qiu wet Lin Feng and Shang Yuna's body, Shang Yuna's long hair was also wet, and there were drops of water on her beautiful face, which was a little blurry. Lin Feng said, go to my partition room. Doing what? Kissing, as you said, I can kiss you if I want to. I think about it now. But you don't have to pretend to be my boyfriend anymore. The moment you and Li Xingguo ended the call, this impersonation relationship ended, Shang Yuna said tenderly. And your sister? Why do I feel like it's over before it starts? It can't be over. Look at you, are you cheating? You're not a gentleman at all, it's already over, Shang Yuna said. Then if you meet Li Xingguo on the road, he asks you, what about your boyfriend Lin Feng, what do you say? I'll just say, the code word. But I don't pretend to be your boyfriend anymore. It's none of your business whether I code or not. Why do you say that I code? Lin Feng said. You're a rogue. I didn't realize it before. You're a rogue, so how long do you want to pretend to be? For a lifetime. Pretending to be such a thing, how can there be a lifetime? If you kill the real one, you can pretend to be fake for a lifetime, Lin Feng said. I don't know who it really is yet. No matter who it is, kill it. That won't work. When the real thing comes, you fake must stand aside, Shang Yuna said. Hurry up and say, how long do you want to pretend to be? 1 month. Okay, that's a month. Shang Yuna was helpless and could only go to his partition room with Lin Feng. The space is small and the smell of smoke is strong. The second landlord, Shang Yuna, even started to complain about why the partition room was not made bigger in the first place, but if it is too big, the rent will be unsuitable and you will lose money. Anyway, I don't live by myself, so that's it. Shang Yuna put the Louis Vuitton bag on the computer table, then sat on the chair that Lin Feng usually sat on when typing, and said with a smile, you look very strange to have such a brand name bag on your broken computer table. What's so weird about it? Maybe a man walking down the street dressed like a cleaner has a gold card from some high-end club in his pocket, or maybe someone who doesn't seem to be able to afford a bicycle can buy a few with just a wave of his hand. A Mercedes, maybe. Hurry up and let it go. The situation you may have just came out has nothing to do with you at all. You dress a bit like a cleaner, but you can't get the gold card of a certain high-level club in your pocket, you can only take it out. Come out with disposable lighters and toilet paper, and you look like someone who can't even buy a bicycle, but with a wave of your hand, you're not buying a Mercedes-Benz, but at most a cover for that. Shang Yuna ridiculed Lin Feng for a few words and felt much more comfortable. When she went to look at Lin Feng's face again, she found that he didn't seem to be angry at all. I told you just now, why didn't you react at all? Just kidding, how can I react? Do you really want me to slap you and make your pretty face hot? Lin Feng didn't slap Shang Yuna, but raised his hand and twisted her face. When Shang Yuna wanted to open Lin Feng's hand, he had already finished twisting it, and said with a smile, your face is too superb, even the twisting feels so good, you must find a reliable man in the future, otherwise I will be sorry. Your pretty face and body. I love to hear this. I have to find a good and reliable man, a handsome guy over 180, the kind with a lot of money, who drives a luxury car, lives in a villa, and lastly has to live in a luxury house. I can stand by the floor-to-ceiling window in my night dress and watch the scenery. Shang Yuna sighed and got up and walked. I just found out today that this partition room is too small. You live in such a small space every day, do you feel depressed? No, Lin Feng said in his heart, even if there were, I wouldn't tell you, otherwise you would use the story to ridicule me again. I think you must be depressed. If you want to commit suicide one day, you'd better go up a few more floors, which will make it easier to fall to your death. Also, you must not commit suicide in this partition room, otherwise my sister and I will take pains to take out loans to buy the house will become a haunted house, Shang Yuna said very seriously, as if Lin Feng had already committed suicide, and she was using a special language to persuade Lin Feng. Don't dance, come over and hold me down, I'm shouting at you, my voice is a beautiful song, it can get you a luxury car, my pleasure will come soon, make you get the mansion, you work hard, I feel comfortable, my body rippling with you, you cook, I stay in bed, I am your happy bride. If at the beginning, Lin Feng just took Shang Yuna's ridicule as a joke and was not angry, but when he heard Shang Yuna said that he might jump off the building in depression, Lin Feng was angry. Lin Feng grabbed Shang Yuna's hand and dragged her into his arms, pinching her chest twice, causing Shang Yuna to scream twice, and wanted to hit Lin Feng, but her hands were too tight. Being restrained, she wanted to lift her leg and kick Lin Feng, but her knee collided with Lin Feng's knee, causing her to scream twice in pain. Hurry up and stop yelling, so that people outside will hear it and think that your second landlord is doing that with my tenant. Lin Feng smiled and said, "Wife, don't let people outside misunderstand us." "Shameless thing, what did you call me just now?" "Wife, within a month, I'm pretending to be your boyfriend, I can call you your wife," Lin Feng said. Shang Yuna was about to collapse. I don't know why, when she heard Lin Feng call her wife, she felt very harsh. Lin Feng naturally spoke with a foreign accent. He would not use the Beijing accent just because he stayed in Beijing for a while, but his accent was not heavy. Beijing dialect is the most standard Putonghua, so his tone of speech can give at least 80 points. But Shang Yuna just found it harsh. It was totally unreasonable for a very poor and uneducated boy to call her wife. Shang Yuna even had the heart to cry for her father and mother. "Lin Feng, are you going too far?" Shang Yuna's face turned cold. If she continues to tease her, I'm afraid she will be really angry, and it's not fun to annoy the beautiful second landlord. Lin Feng said with a smile, "Sister Yuna, sometimes you are really interesting." The second half of Lin Feng's sentence has almost no meaning. He just said this to change his name to Shang Yuna and his sister. Hearing Lin Feng's change of words, Shang Yuna was not as angry as before, but her beautiful face was still full of sullenness. "Remember, you kid, although you are pretending to be my boyfriend, I am not your wife. If you really want to call someone wife, when you are walking on the road, when you see a graceful figure, you can silently call that strange woman wife in your heart." "Am I sick?" "You are sick. I don't want to quarrel with you, I want to kiss you. I'm angry, I won't let you kiss anymore, I'm leaving. If you don't let me kiss you, I will call you my wife when I see you. Even if I meet you at Beijing Normal University, I will call you my wife. At that time, many people will exclaim that the woman who touched you before will be called your wife. The man who passed teacher Shang's has already got her." Shang Yuna was terrified, she even had the urge to pee her pants, her slender legs couldn't help trembling a few times. She said helplessly, "I've seen a rogue, I've never seen a rogue like you, why didn't I before? I found you so rascal. I'll just give you a kiss." Shang Yuna is a girl who loves face. What she is most afraid of is any scandal. The scandal that Lin Feng made up for her last time has not subsided, and she doesn't want to create new scandals. Lin Feng hugged Shang Yuna's delicate body tightly, letting her towering chest squeeze his body, feeling the softness of the two balls, and kissed her red lips. Soft and delicate. Smooth and warm. Shang Yuna's mouth is too sweet, although her kissing skills are not very high, the kiss is still so enjoyable. After the kiss, Shang Yuna's beautiful face turned crimson. She bit her lower lip with her upper and lower teeth, and squeezed out a sentence, "It makes my mouth smell of cigarette smoke. If I kiss you, I'm almost poisoned by nicotine. I should have eaten a piece of chewing gum and kissed you just now." "Then why don't you eat?" "I just wanted to eat your mouth, I forgot to eat chewing gum." "My grass." "Sister Yuna, what did you just say?" "I said, I'm leaving." "Oh, maybe I heard it wrong. I thought you wanted to fool me. I'll take you out." "Slow down on your way." Lin Feng and Shang Yuna walked out together and walked on the stairs. Shang Yuna was extremely distressed. Peach Youth. Author, Sci-fi. Chapter 64. Let Lin Feng tease her fiercely. When she walked to the street, Shang Yuna felt a little breathless, and her tears came out, not only because Lin Feng teased her, but also because she was fishing this time. The action of the golden turtle son-in-law failed, and it failed a little too quickly. If she knew that she would break up with Li Xingguo so soon, she would not start with him. "Li Xingguo, you silvery thing, your thing will be pinched by a woman sooner or later. Li Xingguo, just like you still want a good girl like me to be your girlfriend, just dream." Shang Yuna kept scolding Li Xingguo in her heart, and the anger in her heart subsided a little. If she loved Li Xingguo very much, she would definitely suffer. Women need healing after a real breakup. Some people choose to stay at home to heal their injuries, and some choose to travel far to heal their injuries. If they are reluctant to quit their jobs, they can only use overtime to heal their injuries. If they work overtime too late, they may be hugged by the supervisor from behind and slammed, and then they will be healed at home. But the problem is, she not only doesn't love Li Xingguo, she doesn't even like him at all, she just thinks that he has some money and some power, and wants to try to develop it. If possible, you can get married first and then fall in love. Even if you don't have any feelings for him now, when you form a family to eat and sleep together, drink and get drunk together, you may gradually have a magical love. Shang Yuna didn't develop into Li Xingguo, but Lin Feng became her fake boyfriend. Lin Feng teased her, Lin Feng kissed her red lips, and Lin Feng squeezed her chest with her hands through the clothes. A few days later, Zhou Qingfang's husband hasn't come back from a business trip. This woman is very lonely. She and Lin Feng have not done it for a few days. First, she is on her period, and then Lin Feng is not interested. Zhou Qingfang is a charming woman. Her body is very moist every day. Whether she is in the company or walking on the road, she often becomes the target of men's favor. She has been shot countless times while lying down. Since the first time with Bai Shan, Lin Feng has tasted the sweetness of doing that with a woman, and he has become a man with a strong desire. Zhou Qingfang is a beautiful woman, and every time Lin Feng sees her, he is very happy. I wanted to do it with her, but I was afraid that it would delay the coding, so I always said that I was not interested a few days ago. Whenever she heard Lin Feng say she was not interested, Zhou Qingfang would leave in embarrassment. She felt that her body was too bad, and in such a short time, Lin Feng was not interested in her anymore. Could it be that Lin Feng was not happy at all when he was with her? Although the wind was blowing, Zhou Qingfang felt that her body was okay, her were plump, her skin was tender, the contours of that part were beautiful, and there was no odor at all. Every time she stripped in front of Lin Feng, she was fragrant. In the past, she asked Lin Feng twice after she was done, was she comfortable with me? Lin Feng always said that it was comfortable. She asked again what it was like to be comfortable, and Lin Feng began to describe that feeling to her. Zhou Qingfang felt that Lin Feng was really comfortable. It was her body that made Lin Feng comfortable, but why was Lin Feng not interested? Lin Feng is also very strange. Zhou Qingfang's husband Zheng Qi didn't come back after a business trip. Could it be that he died outside? When Lin Feng heard that Zhou Qingfang and Zheng Qi talked on the phone, he knew that Zheng Qi did not die outside, but that what he had to do had not been done. A job like this that often travels for more than a month should be done by someone who is not married and has no girlfriend, but Zheng Qi is not only married and has children, his ability is very poor, but he has made a woman pregnant. There is a beautiful woman, but she can't make that woman orgasm. It was another evening, and Lin Feng began to think about what to eat for the evening. When he had decided to eat egg-fried pancakes, Zhou Qingfang came in, wearing tights and leather boots, looking fuller and hotter. Bodysuits shaped the curves of the body, and leather boots added a bit of wildness. I made egg noodles, let's eat it together. Come here. Okay. Zhou Qingfang was very happy. She felt that there was a drama tonight. Since Lin Feng was interested in eating the egg noodles she made, she might be interested in having it with her. Lin Feng is indeed very interested tonight, because he has written more than 10,000 words during the day, so he can relax at night. Zhou Qingfang brought in the egg noodles and ate noodles with Lin Feng. She smiled and said, "Do you hate me as a woman?" "No, you're actually quite gentle." "It's quite a wave, isn't it?" Lin Feng didn't answer her question, didn't say that she was mad or that she wasn't mad, but just ate noodles with heart. "My husband won't be back in 2 weeks. When he comes back, I won't be able to do it with you often. My principle is that when he's here, even if I really want to, I won't find another man. It's a kind of respect for him. He should kowtow to you. Are you mocking me? No. You are clearly mocking me. He is my husband. Why did he kowtow to me? Zhou Qingfang was very angry. Lin Feng continued to eat noodles attentively. Zhou Qingfang had the intention to quarrel with Lin Feng, but she felt that she was just a woman who liked using Lin Feng's stuff very much, and was not qualified to quarrel with him. Lin Feng was also a little worried that Zhou Qingfang would quarrel with him just now. If people outside heard it, it would be a joke. After eating the noodles, Zhou Qingfang packed up all the tableware and chopsticks. Lin Feng put a piece of chewing gum in his mouth and chewed it. He was already preparing for the upcoming battle between him and Zhou Qingfang. Lin Feng thought that he used to work hard every time with Zhou Qingfang, and this time he will work hard too. More than half an hour later, Zhou Qingfang came over. It was even more fragrant than before. She sprayed some perfume again. Just now, she even took off her pants and sprayed some perfume on them. That part was sprayed with perfume, but she was afraid of being poisoned. Zhou Qingfang sat on Lin Feng's lap, and immediately felt Lin Feng's uprightness. She smiled charmingly. Where do you want to do it today? What posture do you want to use? Where do you want to be? I'm standing on the ground. It's not that difficult. I bow down. Don't support the bed. No help, Zhou Qingfang said. Zhou Qingfang did not stand beside the bed, but stood about 2 meters away from the bed, bowed her waist, did not support the ground with her hands, but drooped naturally. You support me, don't let me fall. Lin Feng supported Zhou Qingfang's waist. In the heat, Zhou Qingfang didn't plant it. Zhou Qingfang has gone to work, she can't take leave every day, otherwise she will be fired. After joining the company, Zhou Qingfang will be a very reserved woman, reserved to the point that most people will only stand at a distance to admire her charm but dare not eat her easily tofu. Zhou Qingfang would yell at him if he met a man who wiped his oil on the bus. What are you doing, you rascal? Lin Feng thought of Shang Yuna. He really wanted to grab some tofu for a month when he pretended to be Shang Yuna's boyfriend, but Shang Yuna didn't even call him or text him. Lin Feng tried to give Shang Yuna. Yuna sent a text message and asked her, what are you doing? Shang Yuna didn't reply at first, but after waiting for an hour, she replied with a text message, but there was only one word "oh." Lin Feng was very depressed. He quickly deleted the text message, and then cursed in his heart, oh, your sister, but Shang Yuna is Shang Yunjuan's sister, and there is no sister under Shang Yuna. When Lin Feng thought that Shang Yuna had 2 full-bodied younger sisters, he thought of Shang Yuna's younger sister even more. Lin Feng planned to go to Beijing Normal University for a walk. Maybe he could meet his fake girlfriend Shang Yuna, but it was best not to meet Sun Yueling, because he didn't know what to say to Sun Yueling. Before Lin Feng reached Beijing Normal University, his cell phone rang, not from Shang Yuna, but from Li Xingguo. Lin Feng thought to himself, what are you calling Lao Zi for? Do you want to take revenge on me today? I not only defeated you, but also made Shang Yuna my girlfriend. You must be angry. Li Xiao, it's you. Why did you remember to call me? It didn't affect you and Yuna, did it? No, I was indeed with her 10 minutes ago, but she is now teaching the students. At noon, call Yuna and come over for lunch. Where to go? My family's Jinwu Center, Li Xingguo said. Lin Feng began to think about a very serious question. What kind of medicine was sold in Li Xingguo's gourd? Did he want to play tricks by letting him go with Shang Yuna? Lin Feng could only call Shang Yuna. At this time, Shang Yuna was not teaching the students, but stayed in the office with several teachers. Shang Yuna did not have an independent office, and was with several other teachers. Work together. Seeing that it was Lin Feng's call, Shang Yuna suddenly became depressed and thought, it's just a fake. You really treat yourself like a dish. She picked it up helplessly. What's the matter? Li Xingguo asked me to take you to Jinwu Center for lunch. What does he want to do? I don't know either. I think we'd better go over there, otherwise he will be suspicious. If he really starts to doubt, he may even pester you, Lin Feng said. Okay, I'm getting bored. God, come and save me, Shang Yuna shouted. I am your God. In fact, you should not believe in God. You should believe in Buddhism or believe. If you believe in Buddhism, I will be your Tathagata. If you believe, I will be your Lajun. Hurry up and stop being poor. I'll look for you later, but don't come to school to look for me. Shang Yuna was very afraid that Lin Feng would go to Beijing Normal University to look for her. If people saw it, there would be scandals again. Come. Lin Feng was already approaching the gate of Beijing Normal University, but since Shang Yuna didn't want to see him on campus, he didn't go there. He always blocked Shang Yuna, which didn't do him much good. He didn't want to hype, so the scandal is not good for him at all, it will only make Shang Yuna and him farther and farther away. Lin Feng is not quite sure whether he is chasing Shang Yuna in this state. If he is chasing her, then he is chasing her while chasing her sister. Lin Feng returned to the gate of the rental community and wandered around, waiting for Shang Yuna to come over. After more than an hour, Shang Yuna came over. Sweater, boots, pants, and a pair of high leather boots are graceful and hot. When Shang Yuna walked towards Lin Feng, the men who passed by her either looked at her greedily, or glanced at her from the corner of her eye. Shang Yuna walked to Lin Feng's side and said with a smile, "How do we get there?" "Take a taxi." "Okay, I'll pay for the fare." "You don't have to go out, I'll go out," Lin Feng said. "You don't have to behave in front of me, it's useless." "Why don't you go to Li Xingguo alone?" "I won't go. If he asks you, tell him that I have broken up with Lin Feng." "Look at you, are you still angry?" "You must go with me," Shang Yuna said. Here, a taxi came over, and Lin Feng sat with her in the back row. Welcome book friends, come to read, the latest, fastest and most popular serial works are all in Peach Youth. Author, Sci-fi. Chapter 65. Shang Yuna's round legs touched Lin Feng's body, and Lin Feng immediately felt a warm softness. Lin Feng took the opportunity to put his hand on Shang Yuna's thigh and gently stroked it. Very soft and elastic. If you sleep with Shang Yuna's thigh, it must be very cool. Shang Yuna's face gradually turned a little red, and she plucked out Lin Feng's eyes, but it was of no use. If it wasn't for the fear of scaring the taxi driver, Shang Yuna would have yelled at him, "You stinky rascal, get you out of there," claws removed. When she was empty and lonely, Shang Yuna also hoped that a man could touch her, but the person who touched her should be Gao Fushui, not Lin Feng. She thinks that Lin Feng is not qualified to see her face, but Lin Feng has great eyesight. She thinks that Lin Feng is not qualified to smell her fragrance, but Lin Feng has a keen sense of smell. She thinks that Lin Feng is not qualified to touch her body, but Lin Feng's hands are very flexible. The difference between the scene at this time and the scene in Shang Yuna's dream is too great, so that her tears may burst out at any time. Could it be that in this life, luxury cars have no relationship with her, and luxury houses have no relationship with her? The Creator gave her a beautiful face and a graceful figure, but did not give her the luck to enjoy life. Lin Feng was very worried that Shang Yuna's anger would break through the critical point. He touched it for a while and stopped touching it. When he got to the Jinwu Center, Lin Feng and Shang Yuna got out of the car together. Shang Yuna raised her leg angrily and kicked Lin Feng. Lin Feng hugged Shang Yuna's leg and twisted it against her thigh. It was a pleasure to twist this round leg. "Oh ah! Very painful." Shang Yuna's shout alarmed the people who passed by, and all kinds of strange eyes fell on Lin Feng and Shang Yuna. Some of them were already interested, and they screwed a hand on the thigh of such a hot beauty. "What does it feel like?" This guy twisted the beauty's leg. This beauty screamed so loudly, she was obviously very unhappy. What is the relationship between this little bee thing and the beauty? Do you want to go up and ask him? Forget it, if he is a stunned young man, he will give you a knife to make you bleed. There was news just 2 days ago that a stunned young man was dissatisfied with passers-by who said he killed someone with a casual stab. Li Xingguo and 2 other people also saw the scene of Lin Feng hugging Shang Yuna's leg and twisting it. Li Xingguo smiled helplessly, thinking, Lin Feng, you can count as a kid, you can really hook up Shang Yuna, I just don't know if you two have already done that. Shang Yuna's body is so hot, it must be very powerful to raise her legs to do that. In fact, I have already planned to meet her for the first time. What kind of posture did I use at the time, but it was difficult for me to have that opportunity. Li Xingguo was depressed, but he still had some admiration for Lin Feng. The advantage of Li Xingguo's romantic personality was that he would admire others when he should admire them. He would admire if someone else did it for significantly longer than him. If someone else could beat him, he would admire it. If someone else had more money than him, he would admire it. If a car wash in a car wash could wash the car very clean, he might admire it too. Seeing Li Xingguo and the 2 men approaching, Lin Feng and Shang Yuna knew that he had seen it just now. Lin Feng doesn't care, his hands are still cool now, vaguely as if his hands and Shang Yuna's thighs are stuck together, and they have never been separated. Although Shang Yuna broke up with Li Xingguo, she even told Li Xingguo that she was Lin Feng's girlfriend, but now she still can't hold back her face. The more powerful people, she will immediately become proud. Shang Yuna has a kind heart and a proud heart. She can pose very ladylike, hot, and proud. Lin Feng and Li Xingguo clasped their hands together, and quickly threw them away with a little force. Li Xingguo smiled and said, "Congratulations, Lin Feng, you have got such a beautiful girlfriend. The gold content is very high and all kinds of cool. If you hadn't made a mistake, she wouldn't be mine." "It's cool enough, thank you," Lin Feng said. "You kid, fuck, deliberately irritate me," Li Xingguo laughed, "come in quickly, just wait for the 2 of you, or we'll have a seat." "Anyone else?" Lin Feng asked suspiciously. "There are 2, both are women, and they are both very beautiful women." Li Xingguo looked at Shang Yuna proudly, "Neither worse than you. There are already many women in this world who are more tasteful and nobler than me. It seems that you found a new love so quickly, and you found 2 at once." "Congratulations, you lascivious thing," Shang Yuna said disdainfully. Although Li Xingguo didn't explain, Lin Feng also knew that the 2 women would not be Li Xingguo's new girlfriends, at least one was, maybe neither. In the deluxe room on the 2nd floor of Jinwu Center, Lin Feng and Shang Yuna saw the 2 women, and they were both beautiful. They were both slender and slender. One of them was particularly beautiful. Eyes, high nose bridge, rosy lips, slender and graceful figure, about 170 in height, those legs are clear lines, so refreshing that people's hearts are rippling. Lin Feng was obviously shocked. He completely believed that the woman he didn't know was the most beautiful woman he had ever seen. Judging from her age, she should also be 25 or 16 years old. Lin Feng had a kind of the desire to get acquainted with her, even if it is an ordinary friend, is not bad. But you can tell by looking at this woman's clothes that she is a very rich woman, maybe a rich lady. "Beauty, who is your surname, what is your age, what is your measurements, can you make a friend to watch the night scene, eat duck neck and drink urkuatu? Let me introduce, this is my good friend Ye, and this is my girlfriend Jo Mei." Li Xingguo immediately took Jo Mei into his arms and smiled at Shang Yuna. Shang Yuna also smiled and thought, "Li Xingguo, the speed at which you found a girlfriend is truly amazing, but the one you found this time seems to be a very popular thing. A man has gone to bed, maybe her fungus is very dark and looks very sad. Some women are very effigies. You can tell that they are very hot and very attractive at first glance. This is very similar to some men. Although they are decent people, they look like drug trafficking suspects. Walking on the road, especially at the station, you may be called by the police for questioning. Lin Feng knew that this stunningly beautiful woman was called Ye, and when Li Xingguo also introduced Lin Feng and Shang Yuna, Ye also knew that this is the internet writer Lin Feng that Li Xingguo mentioned, and she is a master of Kung Fu. How can a person who writes online novels be able to work hard? Who did he learn his Kung Fu from? Certainly not from the editor in charge. Hello, Lin Feng, I'm very curious about your Kung Fu. Ye Zi showed a decent smile, but she didn't say that she was curious about Lin Feng's profession. Yeah, your name is very nice. When I see you, I think of the leaves in nature. Some are long, some are wide, some are green and some are red. They are very beautiful and moving. It seems that you are also someone who knows Kung Fu, Lin Feng said with a smile. I know some Kung Fu, I practice karate. If you don't mind, after eating, let's learn from each other. Ye Zi paused for a moment and said, also, I'm very confused about what you said just now, some are long and others are width. Then analyze it, where is my body longer and where is it wider? You misunderstood. What I just said was about leaves in nature. Willow leaves are long, like a woman's eyebrows, and poplar leaves are wide, like a woman's. Lin Feng didn't know what to say. What he thought of at the moment was the little belly, but if he said it, it would be molesting Ye Zi. Like a woman, Ye asked. Like a woman's mind, Lin Feng said. Li Xingguo breathed a sigh of relief, and Shang Yuna also breathed a sigh of relief. She was really afraid that what Lin Feng suddenly said was a very rogue part, otherwise Ye might get angry immediately. Shang Yuna didn't know Ye very well, but Li Xingguo knew Ye very well. He knew Ye's toughness best, and he was a master who could kill people. You mean that all women have broad minds, Ye Zi said. Some are broad and some are not. In fact, my eyesight is quite average, but I think your mind is broad, Lin Feng said. Ye Zi finally showed a light smile. Let's talk about Kung Fu. I want to learn from you. Do you have the courage to accompany you? If you're very interested, then I'll accompany you. Lin Feng looked very personable, not like an introverted lowercase writer at all, as if he had seen a lot of the world, but Lin Feng has not seen it so far. He has lived a lot in the world, but he may see a lot of world in the future and become a very brilliant person. He has been struggling, the road ahead is unknown, but the direction is clear. Shang Yuna has already started to despise Lin Feng in her heart. You kid can really be close to a beautiful girl. I'm still standing beside you. You seem to treat me like air, aren't you a lowercase writer? What do you wear B? Lin Feng was very clear about Shang Yuna's position in his heart. Shang Yuna was not his girlfriend, but an ordinary friend. If she was given another identity, it would be the landlord's sister, the second landlord. Lin Feng really wanted to catch up with Shang Yuna, but he also felt the difficulty. His success rate may not be very high, but when he eats Shang Yuna's tofu, Lin Feng will not be polite. Such delicious tofu, no eat nothing. The banquet was very rich, with dozens of dishes, definitely the standard of a 5-star hotel. The wine was Wulianjai aged 30 years, and a bottle of French red wine of tens of thousands yuan. Li Xingguo is really kind to his friends, but he didn't just set up such a high-level banquet when he came here. The reason why he bleeds heavily today is because there is a very special person, and that is Ye Zi. If only Lin Feng and Shang Yuna were invited, the banquet could be of a slightly higher grade, but it wouldn't be as high as this. This is like giving a gift to someone. If you give a hard box of ordinary yuxi, you will be shocked. You don't need to give soft Chinese, let alone expensive but not well-known cigarettes. While eating and drinking, everyone was talking and laughing, but Li Xingguo didn't introduce Ye Zi's background. After eating, when Ye Zi went to the bathroom, Li Xingguo patted Lin Feng on the shoulder and said mysteriously, "You the kid must have been stimulated by Ye's beauty, I guess he has the heart to do exercise with her waist around her? Do you know who she is? The first time I saw her, how do I know who she is? What is certain is that she is not the daughter of the Jade Emperor. The daughters of the Jade Emperor have long since passed away, because now they are carrying a basket. There are very few people who cultivate the land, and there are very few people who are good at riding and archery. There are very few dishes in this world. The fairy is a picky one and likes the original ecology. You have even thought of the Jade Emperor. You deserve to be a typewriter. The keyboard is a lot of stimulation for you. Forget it, let me tell you something. Since you are in Beijing, you must have heard of Hungtu Company. Li Xingguo's words were like a thunderbolt struck Lin Feng's body. Lin Feng's body trembled violently, and Li Xingguo's hand on Lin Feng's shoulder also trembled. Lin Feng knows Hungtu Company too well, because Bai Shan is now the lover of Yeqing Chen, the boss of Hungtu Company. Isn't it? You're scared like this. You give me the impression that you shouldn't be a timid person. Maybe I drank too much just now. I was a little cold just now. Oh, what did you just say? Hungtu Company. I seem to have heard of it. It's quite powerful. More than a bit of strength. If the wealth of several billions is only a bit of strength, then how much money is considered to be particularly powerful? There are not a few people in Beijing who are richer and more powerful than Yeqing Chen, but as far as the matter is concerned, Yeqing Chen is already a very powerful person. It is absolutely impossible to say that the billionaires are rich, then taking advantage of the billions is the poor. If there are two people standing in front of Lin Feng, one is a billionaire and the other is a multimillionaire, he has to admit that they are very rich and cannot say one is very poor. If there are two cars parked in front of Lin Feng, one is a Mercedes-Benz and the other is an Audi A6, he has to admit that these are good cars, and one cannot say that one is very good and the other is bad. Welcome all book lovers to come and read, the latest, fastest and most popular serial works are all in. You are listening to novels at Bless Up channel. Wish you happiness and luck. How do you feel about this novel? Please like and leave a comment. Peach Youth. Author, Su Kifeng. Chapter 66. Li Xingguo was obviously a little too drunk, and said a little too much to Lin Feng. Lin Feng only knew that Yeqing Chen, the boss of Hungtu Company, was a billionaire, but he did not know that his wealth was as high as several billions. The reason why Lin Feng shivered just now was that he was indeed frightened, because the beautiful Bai Shan who had a very chaotic relationship with him was Yeqing Chen's lover, and Ye turned out to be Yeqing Chen's only daughter. In this way, isn't Bai Shan a chance to make a big profit? In this way, isn't Bai Shan very dangerous? If Ye gets upset, it's easy to repair her severely and make her suffer. Beijing is very big, and Beijing is also very small. Some people who thought they would never meet in a lifetime might meet them all of a sudden. I'm afraid Lin Feng would not have thought that he would see leaves in such a way. When Ye came out of the bathroom, his slender hands were wet, he walked over with graceful steps, and sat beside Lin Feng. Ye used a perfume that Lin Feng described when he was writing his online novel, which is the world's top brand Diffany. At that time, Lin Feng described it in great detail, as if someone around him often used Divan, but he had never seen or smelled this perfume before. At this time, Lin Feng just felt that the aroma on the leaves was very special, and it was easy to arouse the most primitive impulses of men, but he didn't know that the perfume used by the leaves was the Divan Nei that he liked to describe. Li Xiao said that you can easily defeat him, it seems that you are a top expert. Ye smiled. It's okay, but Li Xiao's words may be a bit exaggerated. Lin Feng seized another opportunity to be humble. In half an hour, let's try. Since you are very interested, let's try a little trick. Lin Feng said in his heart, whether you want to try it on the bed or on the ground, I can do it. Ye didn't have the desire to communicate with Shang Yuna. Although she seemed friendly when she smiled at Shang Yuna, she didn't take Shang Yuna seriously. In Yezi's eyes, Shang Yuna was too ordinary. She wasn't from her circle, so naturally she wouldn't have much in common. Although Li Xingguo is a very guy, he has never had any bad thoughts about Ye Zi, because Zi is someone he can't offend. If he annoys Zi has the ability to break his legs, even if his Lao Tzu, Li Yang, can't even think of an explanation. Half an hour passed quickly. It was time for Lin Feng and Ye to discuss. They went to that very special room again. Lin Feng and Ye stood on the ring, and Shang Yuna, Li Xingguo and Zhou Mei sat in the audience. Before Lin Feng and Ye Zi started, Zhou Mei said it first, and she smiled charmingly, "Xiao Shang, your eyesight is not good. What do you call me? Xiao Shang, can't you? Your surname is Shang, and you have a sister. What's wrong with me calling you Xiao Shang?" Shang Yuna felt very awkward. When she heard Xiao Shang, she would think of Xiao Shang. She glanced at Zhou Mei and sneered, "It's none of your business whether my eyesight is good or not. If you don't have anything to talk about, don't talk to me if you don't have anything to talk about." Although Zhou Mei is very hot, she is not an articulate woman. After being blocked by Shang Yuna, she was very upset, and she immediately looked at Li Xingguo's face and said softly, "Xingguo, look at her." Li Xingguo looked very impatient, pinched Zhou Mei's arm, and said with a smile, "Since she doesn't want to talk to you, you shouldn't talk to her." Through Li Xingguo's tone, Shang Yuna could tell that Li Xingguo definitely didn't like Zhou Mei very much. It was estimated that he would drag her away after playing with her for a month, and kicked her so much that even her parents couldn't find her. Where did it go? On the ring. The contest between Lin Feng and Ye Zi started. Ye Zi's slender legs lifted and kicked towards Lin Feng's chest. The speed was definitely fast enough, but the strength was slightly worse. Lin Feng turned sideways and pushed Ye's legs away with ease. His hand felt the elasticity of Ye's slender legs, and at the same time, he could smell the aroma of Ye's body more clearly. Ye kicked over with both feet, but Lin Feng avoided it. When Ye punched him, Lin Feng grabbed Ye's wrist, and when he leaned forward, he gently punched Ye's stomach. Fist. Very soft and elastic. It's more of a tease than a punching attack. If Lin Feng punched Ye Zi with all his strength, it would definitely cause Ye Zi to be seriously injured. Ye was not his enemy, but a beautiful woman who was very interested in his kung fu. Lin Feng would not be so cruel to Ye Zi. Ye Zi couldn't help but let out a hoot, looked at Lin Feng's face angrily, raised his knees and pushed it towards his chest. Lin Feng then took action to relieve Ye Zi's knees. The two bodies were very close. Ye Zi, the towering chest was almost touching Lin Feng's body. "Yeah, you are not my opponent, so you don't have to fight. But I still want to keep fighting. Maybe I can beat you. You have the upper hand now, which doesn't mean you can win to the end. Then I have to let go of you first, otherwise you won't be able to fight me." The moment Lin Feng let go of Ye, he quickly took 3 steps back and kept a distance of 4 meters from Ye. Ye is good at karate, and such a distance is more suitable for her to display the power of her leg work. Although Lin Feng is good at dragon and snake legs, he is also proficient in sanda. It can be said that he has combined the moves of dragon and snake legs with those of sanda. This depends on talent. Kicks from far away and close to the body are all Lin Feng's forte. In junior high school, Lin Feng was a kung fu mad. In high school, Lin Feng was a study mad, and in college, Lin Feng was a beauty mad. Now, Lin Feng is a code word maniac. Ye Zi's legs whistled and kicked over again. Ye Zi kicked his legs 3 times. Lin Feng's hand slapped Ye Zi's thigh 3 times in a row, making a crackling sound. Li Xingguo laughed and thought, "Lin Feng, you're a genius, you can actually make a bang bang sound with a beautiful woman in the ring. The sound just now is very similar to the sound of doing that." Zhou Mei's expression was a bit funny. Ye Zi was an unattainable rich lady, but Lin Feng, a poor boy, just ate Ye Zi's tofu. Zhou Mei thought, Lin Feng, even if your kid can subdue Ye in the ring and get off the ring, Ye will take care of you. If Ye doesn't want you to stay in Beijing, there is a way to get you out. But Shang Yuna couldn't laugh. Although she didn't know Kung Fu, she could see that Lin Feng had the taste of teasing Ye Ziyi. It is obviously a very dangerous act to molest Ye Ziyi. If Ye Ziyi retaliates against Lin Feng after leaving the Jinwu Center, I am afraid there will be a lot of trouble. When Ye first stepped into the ring, she was in a good mood, but now she is a little angry. She was eaten by Lin Feng. No one had eaten her tofu like this before. Lin Feng felt that the time was almost up. He kicked Ye with a sweep of his legs. The speed was very fast. Ye was stunned. At that moment, he thought that he was going to be kicked and flew out. This kick hit the face, and she was going to be disfigured. But Lin Feng's high sweeping leg did not kick Ye Ziyi's face, but wiped past her face, and soon turned around again, a lightning-like side kick, wiped from Ye Ziyi's left arm. Past. The leaves froze there. She was completely stunned. She never thought that Lin Feng, an online writer, was so powerful. Li Xingguo wanted to slap her, she thought, Lin Feng, you're fine, you didn't hurt Ye and even teased her, it's a good way, although you are only a writer of online novels, there are things I have to learn from you, even if I stole Shang Yuna, and I have made a deal with you as a friend. It is not difficult to find beautiful women, but it may be difficult to find people who can be friends. Almost, Lin Feng said with a smile. Your kung fu is indeed very high, and you can be regarded as a top master. I am not your opponent. Thank you for not hurting me just now. Ye Zixin said, but you ate my tofu, and when you looked back, you found an opportunity to give you some color to see. No one has ever eaten my tofu like this before. There are countless people who want to eat leaf tofu, but there are no people who may eat it in their mouths. Lin Feng was a little tofu that ate the leaves just now, and the texture of the leaves' thighs left a deep impression on him. Lin Feng and Ye Ziyi walked off the arena. It was really pleasant to eat Ye's tofu just now, but he is also worried now. If Ye retaliates against him, he may really have nowhere to escape. Find dozens of people who know kung fu to besiege him, I am afraid he will be killed, not to mention, those people may also use equipment. A person's fighting power with bare hands is definitely different from when he uses equipment. A person who is very good in kung fu may die in the hands of a person who does not know kung fu but has a kitchen knife, so there is a good kung fu. Yes, bricks can also have the same magical effect. Naturally, Lin Feng would not be easily defeated by a person who was not skilled in kung fu and only carried a kitchen knife, but if many people slashed him with a knife, he might not be able to survive. If a beautiful woman becomes ruthless, it will surprise men. Men will think, how could such a beautiful woman slash people with a knife, how could such a beautiful woman do such a cruel thing? Many beauties are kind, but many bad things are done by beauties. Lin Feng doesn't know Ye's nature, he just knows that he has offended Ye. Ye, I'm right, my friend who is an internet writer is very skilled, Li Xingguo said proudly. Lin Feng's kung fu is very high. I am not his opponent, nor are you his opponent, Ye Zixin said, but I will definitely repair him because he ate my tofu. Ye was leaving. Lin Feng originally wanted her QQ number, MSN number, or address, but he knew that even if he opened his mouth, he would be despised by Ye, so he might as well not open it. Even if he didn't chat with beautiful women like Yezi, he wouldn't lose 2 pounds of meat. Even if he had never eaten abalone and bear's paw, he might have lived safely until he was 90 years old. Ye left, and Lin Feng and Shang Yuna soon left. Zhou Mei got into Li Xingguo's arms, kissed his face, and smiled charmingly, your friend named Lin Feng, he is dead. What's the meaning? Why are you pretending to be stupid? Ye will definitely fix him, Zhou Mei said. Maybe Ye can really fix him, but Ye admires him more easily, Li Xingguo smiled and said, According to what I know about Ye, she likes talented people very much. I don't think a person like Lin Feng deserves such a high level of kung fu. Only a young master like you is worthy of such a high level of kung fu. Zhou Mei's eyes showed contempt, even though Lin Feng was already with Shang Yuna. After leaving, Zhou Mei despised Lin Feng. It's not surprising that you have this kind of thought, because your head was kicked by a donkey. Li Xingguo thought. I started to think about whether to kick you in advance or not, because you are a famous tool, no matter how much more play with you for a few days. Husband, even if you doubt my IQ, you shouldn't say that my head was kicked by a donkey. I will be very sad. I have never seen a donkey before. I have seen the donkey in the picture but never seen the real donkey. Zhou Mei said, you might as well say that my brain has been soaked in water. I have swum and got wet in the rain before, and it is very likely that I have been in water. Li Xingguo asked Zhou Mei to turn over to Lei. He considered again, should he kick Zhou Mei immediately and tell her that if you walk out of this gate, you are not my girlfriend. Although I have you a few times, I also give her you spend a lot of money. Li Xingguo's sharp words almost blurted out, but he thought of Zhou Mei's wet Daowen again. He planned to make Zhou Mei's fungus a little darker, and then kicked her again. The longer the brewing, the further he kicked. Lin Feng returned to his partition room, and Shang Yuna followed. Lin Feng sat on a chair, lit a cigarette, and said with a smile, wife, do you admire me? If you really admire me, just say come out. I can stand it. I can stand it even if I eat double-cooked pork rice. I can stand it even more if you admire me. Shang Yuna was very angry and wanted to squeeze Lin Feng's ear, but her hand was opened by Lin Feng. You are so annoying. You hurt me. My ears are for sounds. I love to hear all the wonderful sounds in nature. I also love to hear the banging and shouting of men and women. My ears are not for you to twist. If you are more presumptuous, I will eat your tofu. Lin Feng said. You're a hooligan again. Everyone can be a hooligan, and everyone is a hooligan. Lin Feng said with a smile, the hooligan prolongs life, and the hooligan makes life more interesting. Welcome to reading, the latest, fastest, the most popular serial works are all in Peach Youth. Author, Su Kifeng. Chapter 67. In the Jinwu Center, Li Xingguo had already turned Zhou Meili over, and then used his thing to overturn Zhou Mei. In the partition room, Shang Yuna had already let Lin Fenglei overturn, and then wanted to repair him but couldn't do anything. Have you taken a fancy to Yezi? I warn you, you are out of luck. Who is Yezi? She is the daughter of the boss of Hungtu Company, the top rich lady, Shang Yuna said tenderly. In mythology, fairies are I love poor boys, but in reality, what the rich lady doesn't like the most is poor boys. I live in a mansion built by migrant workers, and I despise migrant workers in my heart. Lin Feng smiled and said, this is what the rich lady loves to do. You also admit that you are about the same level as a migrant worker. Shang Yuna's slender legs swayed. What Lin Feng was thinking about at this time was not the difference between him and the migrant workers, but what kind of trousers Shang Yuna was wearing today. Shang Yuna's legs were slender, her thighs and buttocks were round, no matter what kind of trousers she was wearing. You can hold up any style of pants you wear. He picked up Shang Yuna and put it on his lap. Shang Yuna's buttocks immediately felt Lin Feng's tall and straight. Shang Yuna screamed and wanted to get rid of Lin Feng's uprightness with her buttocks, but Lin Feng's arms were a little harder, and Shang Yuna's buttocks sat down again. Sat down again. Shang Yuna's buttocks collided several times with Lin Feng's tall and straight, as if a woman was riding a man's buttocks. Shang Yuna stopped moving. She had realized that the more she moved, the more money Lin Feng would make. You're a fake, don't take it too seriously. I didn't take it seriously either. Do you think I'd love to be your boyfriend? But before this impersonation relationship expires, I want to be nicer to you. Lin Feng's hand kneaded against Shang Yuna's chest. Through the clothes and the chest photo, she could still clearly feel the soft elasticity, and Shang Yuna gasped shyly. "Stinky hooligan, please stop messing around." If she continued to touch it, Shang Yuna would probably cry and get angry. Lin Feng's hand moved away, and at the same time, Shi Yuna's also left Lin Feng's leg. "Let's go. Let me tell you, by the way, Ye will definitely take care of you, maybe she will let you get out of Beijing." "If I don't want to get out, I can't get out," Lin Feng said. Shang Yuna left his partition room. Lin Feng felt that the narrow partition room became quiet in an instant, as if it had never been lively here. But it's been lively here, and it's been lively many times. Pay Papa is not only the patent of the rich, and enjoying life is not only the patent of the rich. The most thrilling voice in this world may be the farmers and villagers who haven't bathed in more than a month. Gu made it in the crops. The farmer said, "We are both quite dirty." The village girl said, "It's okay, let's do it." The farmer said, "The crops are uneven, don't scratch your butt." The village girl said, "It's okay, let's do it." The farmer said, "When I am stupefied, you can't cry too loudly." The village girl said, "It's okay, let's do it." Then, the pure natural enthusiasm began, a kind of carnival incomparable to bed shocks and car shocks. Lin Feng thought of Bai Shan, the lover of Ye Qingchen's father. Ye obviously didn't know that he had with Bai Shan many times, let alone that after Bai Shan became her father's lover, he even let him go. Although Bai Shan is only Ye Qingchen's lover, Lin Feng's behavior is still equivalent to putting a green hat on Ye Qingchen, the billionaire boss. If Ye Qingchen finds out, what will be the result? If Ye saw a green hat hovering over her father's head, she would definitely go crazy. In fact, Lin Feng no longer wanted to continue this chaotic relationship with Bai Shan, but Bai Shan always came to him, and Bai Shan would bring him warmth from time to time. Don't think about it, it's time to code. When Lin Feng opened the document and typed almost 2,000 words, he thought of a very serious problem. If Ye Qingchen and the father and daughter of Ye started to repair him frantically, he would have to run for his life. He might be hiding everywhere in Beijing. He may have fled to another place, and at that time, his novels will not be able to be delivered normally, the company will terminate the buyout contract with him when it gets angry, and then he will lose his job. Maybe he will change careers because of this. If so, what's the use of coding now? It's better to wait until the situation subsides. Lin Feng lost the mood to code words, and his thinking turned out to be when he was in elementary school. When he was in the 3rd grade of elementary school, he slapped the principal's son and slapped the boy 6 times. The boy's nose bleeds and his face was swollen into bread. Lin Feng felt that he was finished and would definitely be fired by the principal. The principal was very protective of his shortcomings and would definitely fire him. He originally wanted his father to buy him a stationery box and a mechanical pencil, but he thought that he was about to be fired, maybe he would join the beggar gang in the future, and what to do with those things, so he said, "Dad, the old stationery box still works, I can use regular pencils, not mechanical pencils." Lin Feng's father praised him, "Son, you are so sensible, you know frugality at such a young age, and you will definitely have a bright future in the future." But Lin Feng was not expelled. The principal didn't seem to know that his son was beaten. Unfortunately, Lin Feng's new stationery box and mechanical pencil failed. When he saw other students have beautiful stationery boxes, he saw that other students clicked. Clicking the mechanical pencil, he was envious. Thinking of this, Lin Feng wanted to code again. No matter what he was about to face, the manuscript had to be written. Maybe Ye Qingchen and Ye will never know about his relationship with Bai Shan, maybe he and Ye will become good friends. Lin Feng never thought of letting a beautiful lady as rich as Ye be his girlfriend. That is impossible. Even if it does happen, it may not be a good thing. The poor boy who catches the rich lady may not be able to enjoy happiness. A happy life is likely to be the beginning of a sad reminder. There was a knock on the door. Lin Feng thought it was Zhou Qingfang, but when he opened the door, he saw Bai Shan. Lin Feng looked at Bai Shan's face in a daze. After a while, a layer of cold sweat appeared on his forehead. "Look at you, it's too much. I'm here, and I actually scared you like this." "Bai Shan, why are you here again? Didn't you promise me that you won't come?" Lin Feng said. "I just said come as little as possible, but I didn't say no." "What are you here for?" "I have a fever, and I want you to me." "Okay," Bai Shan smiled charmingly. Lin Feng was panicked. Bai Shan was wearing tights and leather boots. She was hot and graceful. What flashed in Lin Feng's mind was the first time he rushed into Bai Shan's body, causing the corners of Bai Shan's mouth to distort in pain. Bai Shan's body is very good. As long as he rushes into Bai Shan's body, he will be very cool. He can stand blankly at Bai Shan, and Bai Shan will shout to his heart's content. "Do you know who I saw?" Lin Feng said. "I don't know. You've seen a lot of people. Do you want to tell me the big cake?" "He's a thing of the past for me." "Leaves," Lin Feng said. Bai Shan shuddered a few times and said in surprise, "Lin Feng, you're not kidding, are you? Where did you see Ye?" "She's not from your circle. How did you meet her?" Obviously, Bai Shan couldn't believe that Lin Feng had seen Ye. Even on the road, Ye would definitely be driving her Porsche, and Lin Feng would definitely be sitting on the bus or walking, missing like lightning, and no one knew who the other was. Lin Feng told Bai Shan that what he saw was not other nor leaves, but Ye Qingchen's daughter, Ye, and he told her about the Jinwu Center and Ye, and Bai Shan was about to urinate. Bai Shan felt that her pants were a little wet. She couldn't figure out whether the wetness came from Daowen or urine. Bai Shan trembled. "Are you tired of living? You and Ye are just learning about Kung Fu, why do you still eat her?" "Tofu. I didn't want to hurt her, so I ate her tofu. Under the circumstances, I had to find a way to subdue her. I did let her, but I didn't want to lose to her," Lin Feng said. "Wait a minute, I'll go to the bathroom." Bai Shan was really scared to pee. It seems that in Bai Shan's eyes, Ye Zi is a very scary woman. Lin Feng believes that Bai Shan knows more about Ye than he does about Ye. Bai Shan was terrified. She squatted on the toilet and urinated a lot. Bai Shan felt at a loss. She had moved out of here for a long time, but she could still squat on the toilet of this house to urinate. After shhh, Bai Shan wiped the wet area, and then she lifted up her trousers, kicked her slender legs in place a few times, adjusted her trousers to the best position, and then walked out. Bai Shan's steps were very elegant at this time, as if she had never urinated, as if she had never been a lover to a man. Bai Shan walked into Lin Feng's partition room and sat on the chair in a daze, apparently not in the mood to take off her pants. "The leaves hit me. I've beaten you a few times, but how did I beat you?" Lin Feng said. "I hit me 3 times, and they all slapped me on the face. On the 3rd day after I became Ye Qingchen's lover, Ye gave me a slap in the face while Ye Qingchen was away. The corners of my mouth were bleeding, and I was very scared. Ye warned me that he could only sleep with his father, and that he could not have any other intentions. Never thought of getting married." I nodded again and again. The second time was 10 days after the first time. Ye gave me another slap in the face, because she broke a jade teacup, and after hitting me that time, she said, "A woman like you is nothing but sleeping with a man." The 3rd time was yesterday. She warned me that while being her father's lover, don't have with other men, otherwise you will reward me with a fire banana. I don't know what a fire banana is. Bai Shan told her all about her experience, and it was the first time that Lin Feng heard Bai Shan say this. It seems that Ye is very sturdy and sharp, and he doesn't even blink when he cleans up. Lin Feng can already be sure that Ye will definitely repair him. "Bai Shan, I think you don't continue to be Ye Qingchen's lover, find a man to marry. When the right man appears, I will get married. I still want to get more benefits now, Bai Shan said in her heart. Anyway, you won't want me, and I will never marry you. You treat me well. Too much to know. If Bai Shan really proposes to marry Lin Feng will reject her within a second. Lin Feng can tolerate that his future wife is very ordinary, but he absolutely cannot tolerate her being a lover for other men. His heart is not big yet. To that extent. When you are truly in love in the future, don't tell everything about your past for the sake of honesty, or you will lose him, Lin Feng said. Bai Shan, go away and never come again. This is for you. What? Lin Feng asked suspiciously. Bai Shan took out a black box from her satchel and smiled. It's a very high-quality Havana cigar, it's very expensive. You must have never smoked this kind of cigarette before. I saw that there are many boxes of this kind of cigarettes in Ye Qingchen's drawer. So I got a box for you. Is Ye Qingchen's drawer unlocked? That drawer is very ordinary, and I didn't think about important things, what to lock. Bai Shan laughed. I don't want it anymore, you can take it. If I take it away, I can only throw it into the waste bin by the roadside, Bai Shan said. Throw it away and throw it away. Aren't you too timid? I use the head to guarantee that you won't have any problems after smoking this pack of cigarettes, Bai Shan said. How many heads do you have? One. So you can't just use the head to bet, Lin Feng said. You go quickly, don't come again in the future. It won't come again in the future, and you don't have to repeat it all the time. You really hurt my heart. Bai Shan angrily threw the box of Havana cigars on the ground, and left quickly. Lin Feng picked up the box of Havana from the ground, and immediately after opening it, he smelled the fragrant tobacco smell. It was a really good cigar. He had never seen such a superb cigar before. I really wanted to light one and smoke it, but Lin Feng didn't know whether he should smoke the cigarette or not, what would happen if he did, and what would happen if he didn't. Lin Feng sat on the chair and kept playing with the pack of cigarettes, making a fake gesture of throwing it out, but in the end he took one out and put it in his mouth. In theory, such a good cigar should use a long one. When the match is lit, the match will not easily affect the original flavor of the tobacco. Lin Feng originally had a long box of matches in his hand. It was given to him when he went to the hot pot city for a buffet, but he had run out of them intermittently. Now he can only light these expensive cigars with a disposable lighter. After taking a sip, he exhaled blue smoke, thinking to himself, the taste is really good, having money is good, you can enjoy it in different ways, smoking high-end cigarettes, playing with high-end women, taking high-end cars, and living in high-end houses. All kinds of squandering banknotes, all kinds of high-end. Lao Tzu is hanging silk, and Lao Tzu is enjoying himself with a high-end cigar. Lao Tzu is hanging silk, Lao Tzu is stupefied by the beauty of the snow-white body, and seeing Lao Tzu's ordinary clothes, don't think that Lao Tzu has never done it with a woman, and that Lao Tzu has done it many times. After smoking a cigar, the strong smell could not dissipate for a long time. Someone knocked on the door, and Lin Feng's heart suddenly lifted. He even suspected Bai Shan to let Ye follow. If the person who came was a leaf and smelled the cigar smell, he would immediately wear it, and now it was too late to open the glass window to disperse the smell. Lin Feng quickly thought that the person who came would not be Ye, or Ye would kick his door open and rush in to question him. Welcome to reading, the latest, fastest, most the serial works of fire are all available at Peach Youth. Author, Su Kifeng. Chapter 68. The moment Lin Feng opened the door, he breathed a sigh of relief. Where is the leaf? It was just his female neighbor Zhou Qingfang. As soon as Zhou Qingfang walked in, she screamed twice, as if Lin Feng had already started to stand on the ground against her. Sister Zhou, don't do this. I haven't done anything to you yet, so you're just like this. Do you think I'm particularly rude? My husband is as strong as you. If she can come here for dozens of minutes, even 10 minutes every time, I won't be rude to other men. The reason why I screamed just now, it's because I smelled the cigar, it smells so good. You're fine. It's getting more and more sentimental. I used to smoke flue-cured tobacco, but now I smoke cigars. Zhou Qingfang knew that someone had come to Lin Feng's room just now. It was a woman. Maybe the cigar Lin Feng smoked was given to him by that woman. That woman was not only willing to give Lin Feng her tender body, but also a high-end cigar to Lin Feng. What's your logic? Is smoking a cigar to be emotional? I think flue-cured tobacco is better. It's just that a friend gave me some cigars, so I can taste it casually, Lin Feng said. Zhou Qingfang knew now that her guess was right. The cigar Lin Feng smoked was given to him by the woman just now. Have you ever done it with that woman? I did. How many times have you done it? I forgot. You asked how to do this, Sister Zhou. Your taste is getting heavier and heavier, Lin Feng said with a smile. Forget it, I just want you to stimulate me. Oh, by the way, my husband will be back tomorrow afternoon. According to the time you told me last time, he should come back in more than 10 days, why is it earlier? Lin Feng said. I don't know either, maybe the business over there is finished, maybe the company has a new task for him. Zhou Qingfang smiled charmingly. Do you really want to let him come back? Do you really want to me more? Second rate. He is your husband. He should be wherever you are. I can't want him to come back because of you. From now until your death, I won't have with you once. That's fine, Lin Feng said. Zhou Qingfang was obviously a little unhappy. She stomped her legs, her plump body twisted, and her charm was sad. Lin Feng actually mentioned her death just now, she said angrily. You are too evil, even if you are tired of me, you shouldn't want me to die. I just said it casually, what I mean is, I can you or not, Lin Feng said. Maybe after you are familiar with my body, you don't want to have with me without that fresh sense of hunting, but I like you more and more. Zhou Qingfang's smile became more charming. She began to take it off in front of Lin Feng. She took off her trousers directly, then pulled off the trousers and threw them on the bed. The clothes on Zhou Qingfang's upper body were still there, but her lower part was bare, her slender legs twisted, and the outline of that part also changed. Jumping, jumping, twisting, twisting, the old lady's body is like fine wine. Touch, touch, bump, bump, my mother's body is like a cigarette. Push and push, push and push, my mother's body is like coffee. Lin Feng saw Zhou Qingfang's wetness again, and thought about how it felt every time he rushed into Zhou Qingfang's body before. Lin Feng sat on the chair, picked up Zhou Qingfang and put it on his lap. Zhou Qingfang got pleasure again and again in the ups and downs. You screamed like that just now, maybe everyone outside heard it. Whoever likes to hear it will hear it. I'm too comfortable. I have to scream. I can't take care of that much anymore. True waves. You finally said that I was rambunctious. It seems that I'm really rambunctious. Zhou Qingfang sighed softly. I'm very worried about what will happen to my husband outside, but I don't want him to come back. Every time he goes on business, my heart is it's all contradictory. The reason why you are contradicting is because you are a kind woman, Lin Feng said. It's time to torture me again when he comes back. He often abuses you. No, but he will sleep with me when he comes back. Although he doesn't work, he will still be with me. It's not enough to move a few times. This is a kind of torture for me, Zhou Qingfang said. That's no way. Who made him your husband? I'll sleep with you tonight, let's do it a few more times. I still need to code. I'll come back when you finish coding. I can't delay your making money just for my own comfort, Zhou Qingfang thought. You made me so comfortable, I really want to give you some money, but you don't. After midnight, Zhou Qingfang came again. Lin Feng was first warm with her on the ground. Zhou Qingfang was very comfortable, but she was also very worried, very afraid that Lin Feng would open the door and walk into the corridor while doing it with her, and then stuck out a lot of heads from different rooms, watching how the two of them did it with strange eyes. Later, Lin Feng and Zhou Qingfang rolled onto the bed, and Zhou Qingfang kissed Lin Feng's whole body and continued to be wild. It's daybreak. Zhou Qingfang returned to her partition room, sat down on the bed, and cried very lonely, as if she had been abandoned by life. Thinking of the cute little daughter who is over 2 years old, her cry was much less. She felt that she was not abandoned by life. She was a descendant. Although she was not a leader, she was also a descendant. Afternoon. Zhou Qingfang's husband, Zheng Qi, came back. After a long trip, he walked for many days. Zheng Qi is very gentle, and Zheng Qi is very personable when facing women. Except for Zhou Qingfang, no other woman knows that Zheng Qi's thing is not easy to use. Zheng Qi didn't know that his wife had been with the boy in the next room many times. If he knew, he would be in pain. Maybe he wouldn't bother the boy next door, but he would definitely be in pain. As soon as he walked into the partition room and put the trolley to the side, Zheng Qi hugged Zhou Qingfang and kissed him furiously. Zheng Qi's thing is not easy to use, but his tongue is very useful. In the past, when he was hot, Zheng Qi knew that he couldn't make his wife orgasm, so he used his tongue. Just like a person without hands, his feet would become very flexible. It was the same this time, and he asked her, "Wife, are you comfortable?" It's definitely not comfortable with Lin Feng, but how should Zhou Qingfang answer? I can only tell him that it's comfortable, very comfortable. So Zheng Qi thought that Zhou Qingfang was really comfortable. Hungry? I'll cook noodles for you, boiled noodles with eggs, your favorite. Zhou Qingfang went to the kitchen. Lin Feng was typing. He heard the noise in Zhou Qingfang's room just now, but he didn't know what Zhou Qingfang and Zheng Qi did, and he couldn't hear what they said. Zhou Qingfang made the egg-cooked braised noodles, and almost walked to the door of Lin Feng's partition with her face on her face. She stopped in time, took a few steps back, and then opened her own door. "Husband, the face is here." Zheng Qi snorted and ate the noodles, enjoying the benefits his wife brought him. After eating the noodles, he said, "Qingfang, I bought something good and came back." "What?" "Something that makes you comfortable." Zheng Qi took back what he bought. "Look. Electric rod." "Yeah, I didn't quite use it. I always felt sorry for you, so I spent thousands of dollars to buy you a top-quality electric stick," Zheng Qi said. Zhou Qingfang didn't feel excited, just felt pain, and even a little disgusting. She almost called Zheng Qi a pervert, but when Zhou Qingfang thought that she was a rambunctious woman who had been stupefied with other men many times, she didn't want to call Zheng Qi a pervert. Zheng Qi grabbed the electric stick and shook it in his hand, looking at Zhou Qingfang's face with a different look. "The electric stick and I together make a perfect husband. It's time for you to choose." What to choose? Zhou Qingfang was at a loss. "Either divorce, or accept me and the electric rod, and never find another man," Zheng Qi said. In the past, Zhou Qingfang wanted a divorce, but Zheng Qi didn't want to leave. Later, because of the children, Zhou Qingfang also didn't want to leave, but now Zheng Qi has proposed a divorce, probably because the green hat on his head is getting heavier and heavier, which puts a lot of pressure on him. Zhou Qingfang could see that Zheng Qi was definitely serious this time, and she had to make a choice. The silence for more than half an hour made the atmosphere in the partition room extremely dull. Zheng Qi said, "You haven't made up your mind yet? If you want to get a divorce, you can say it, but one thing, the child must belong to me, and I can give you a sum of money." "Oh, you know, I don't have much money, so I can't give you much. The child is still so young that I can't give it to you. I will bring it myself." "No. Well then, I will accept you and the electric rod. If you don't get a divorce, I will never find another man again," Zhou Qingfang said. You write me a letter of guarantee, write it clearly, if you find another man in the future and let me know, I will break your leg and put your handprint on it. Okay. Zhou Qingfang shed tears silently while writing a letter of guarantee to Zheng Qi, and said in her heart, farewell, that thing of Lin Feng, farewell, pleasure. After writing the letter of guarantee and pressing the fingerprints, Zhou Qingfang lay on the bed. Zheng Qi asked her to lie down. Zheng Qi first used his object to force Zhou Qingfang more than 30 times, and after spraying it off guard, he used the electric stick. The electric rod made a humming sound, and Zhou Qingfang's body was indeed stimulated, and she wept in the tremor. Zhou Qingfang finally understood what was going on in her life, because the rest of her life was going to pass like this. In the early winter, in the cold wind, the streets of Beijing are not stagnant, there are always so many people in a hurry, the traffic is surging, and you can go wherever you want. The tall buildings glowed with cold light, standing there like guards of uneven heights. Without them, the city would not be prosperous. Lin Feng codes every day. The urban novel he is writing now works very well. The electronics and wireless are very good. The editor told him that there may be another chance to raise the price a few years ago, but he must be diligent. Lin Feng won't let go of such a good opportunity. Although he is a hanging silk, he understands the truth that the opportunity must not be lost and will never come again. He wants to ascend step by step in the field he likes. Recently, he would code up to 10,000 characters every day, and then smoke a few good cigarettes that Bai Shan gave him, including the Havana cigar that Bai Shan gave him for the last time. Every time he smokes a cigar, Lin Feng thinks of Ye Qingchen and Ye Ye. Since the separation at Jinwu Center, he and Ye Ye have never seen each other again. Lin Feng didn't expect Ye Ye to be a rich lady. He's a friend, but every time he smokes a cigar, he thinks of leaves. Zhou Qingfang and Zheng Qi moved away and were still in Beijing, but they went to a place that Lin Feng didn't know about. At this time, Lin Feng remembered that doing that with Zhou Qingfang felt very good, and Zhou Qingfang was very excited. It's a bit unholy. In the past, the partition room that Shang Yunjuan created would never be empty for a week. Usually, a new tenant would come in a few days later, but it's been almost 10 days since Zhou Qingfang and Zheng Qi moved out. This partition room is still there. Not rented out. Just last night, Shang Yunjuan complained while riding on Lin Feng's body. It was really depressing. I don't know when the partition room will be rented out. If you have more space, you will lose another day's money. Welcome. The majority of book lovers come to read, the latest, fastest and most popular serial works are all at. You are listening to Novels at Bless Up channel. Wish you happiness and luck. How do you feel about this novel? Please like and leave a comment. Peach Youth. Author, Sci-fi Feng. Chapter 69. Night. Lin Feng said exactly, Shang Yuna was here. She was wearing a black tights and walked in front of Lin Feng angrily. Her slender legs trembled, and a bright smile appeared on the corner of her mouth. The smell of Dior perfume is dispersing, and the smell of Shang Yuna's skin is also dispersing. Lin Feng hopes that his future wife is a person like Shang Yuna, who is charming and graceful, with a sultry fragrance, elegant temperament and a good career, but Shang Yuna has become the possibility of his wife is very small. See if you're happy. Have you caught a new golden tortoise-in-law again? Is it time for my fake boyfriend to be laid off? Lin Feng said. I haven't caught it yet, but I have never stopped searching. 2 days ago, another female colleague of mine found a rich husband. The wedding was held in a super 5-star hotel. More than 20,000 yuan, there are nearly 100 tables, and the wedding fleet is a good car, and the wedding car is the extended Lincoln. That's a style, and my heart is stimulated again. Shang Yuna sat on the chair and smiled. You really should be laid off. It's been a month since today. From 12 o'clock in the morning, you don't have to pretend to be my boyfriend. I depend. What do you rely on? It's up to you, Lin Feng said, and then it was up to your sister. You rascal, I'll kick you to death. Shang Yuna raised her slender legs and kicked at Lin Feng. Lin Feng hugged Shang Yuna's legs and kissed the tight pants. Despite the tight pants, Lin Feng's mouth still felt the texture of Shang Yuna's legs. If you take off the tight pants, Shang Yuna's slender legs will be very hot, her skin is soft and full of elasticity. You rascal, don't mess with me, let go quickly, or I'll be angry, Shang Yuna said coldly. Actually, you are already angry. Lin Feng actually picked up Shang Yuna and put her on the bed. Shang Yuna had a premonition that something was wrong and struggled hard. She even wanted to slap Lin Feng in the face, but her hand was tied. Shang Yuna was so embarrassed that she couldn't break free, she just asked Lin Feng not to move anywhere else after kissing her chest. Lin Feng's provocation made her feel at ease, causing the small universe in her body to erupt several times. Sister Yuna, from 12 o'clock in the morning, I will respect you very much. Lin Feng, you villain, I remember you. You want to find someone to beat me again. Do you really want to fly to Thailand and find a Muay Thai master who is very good at fighting? Don't worry, I won't find anyone to beat you again, I'm not so rude, I'm leaving. Remember what you just said, after 12 o'clock in the morning, you don't have to pretend to be my boyfriend, we two are two landlord and tenant relationship. Not even friends anymore. It's barely a friend, Shang Yuna thought to herself, you are always playing hooligans to me, and you kissed my chest just now. You are the first man to bully me like this. I really don't want to be friends with you. When Shang Yuna left, Lin Feng smiled wryly. He felt that his play with the beautiful Shang Yuna was getting smaller and smaller, and there was no way to go. Lin Feng calmed down and planned to write another 2,000 words, but at this moment, his cell phone rang impatiently. It was a call from a non-local number, maybe it was a mistake, and he didn't answer. But within 5 minutes, the call came again, and Lin Feng answered it in confusion. Who are you looking for? Lin Feng, it's me. Who are you? You can't even hear my voice. It's like I know you very well, tell me who you are, or I'll hang up. I'm Zhao Liqiang. Lin Feng was surprised that Zhao Liqiang, the guy whose big supermarket turned into a fireball, actually called him. I'm not very familiar with you, and you're not my friend. I can't tell that your voice is normal. What are you calling me for? I've arrived in Beijing and want to talk to you. Are you talking with me? As I said just now, we are not friends. Even if you go to Beijing, you don't need to contact me. I have something to ask you. I have already arrived in the community where you live. Wang Wei told me that you live here. It's Wang Wei again. Lin Feng is even more depressed. He is very good to Wang Wei. Now Wang Wei still owes him 65,000, but Wang Wei seems to like to make trouble for him. Let Zhao Liqiang come to him again. Wang Wei, my good friend, one day I will have with you, take off your shorts and slam you, only in this way can the hatred in my heart be relieved. Lin Feng patted the keyboard, then walked out and saw Zhao Liqiang, a handsome man who used to be very rich. Although the supermarket at home has become a fireball, although his father has been in prison, he is still wearing famous brands. People who know the inside story will still regard him as a very rich man. From extravagance to frugality, it must be difficult for Zhao Liqiang, a once rich guy, to lead a simple life. Lin Feng took Zhao Liqiang to his partition room, and said coldly, "What do you want to ask me? Hurry up and ask. Where is Shen Bingqian? How do I know where she is?" But Wang Wei said you know. She said that I knew if I knew. If you want to find Shen Bingqian, just stay in Beijing and look for her slowly. I don't know where she is anyway. Wang Wei said, Shen Bingqian contacted you when she arrived in Beijing, and even slept with you. Fuck, that woman is so cruel. I've been with her for so long, and she never let me touch her, but she slept with you as soon as she arrived in Beijing. I heard many times, do you have any opinion? Damn it! Zhao Liqiang hit Lin Feng in the face with a punch. How could he be Lin Feng's opponent? Lin Feng pushed his arm away and punched him in the face with a backhand. Zhao Liqiang fell to the ground, blood in his nose when he came out. Just about to get up, Lin Feng kicked his chest again, and Zhao Liqiang lay down again. Lin Feng had never beat Zhao Liqiang before. He was angry, but he never beat him. This time Zhao Liqiang sent him to the door to let him beat him, and he would definitely beat him. Lin Feng grabbed Zhao Liqiang and pushed his knee against his chest. At the moment Zhao Liqiang screamed, Lin Feng punched him in the face again. This punch knocked off Zhao Liqiang's two front teeth, and Lin Feng punched him again above Zhao Liqiang's head. The guy fell groggy to the ground. Lin Feng knew that Zhao Liqiang was not dead, but just fainted. He sat on a chair, lit a cigarette, and started smoking. He was too lazy to pay attention to Zhao Liqiang, whose face was covered in blood. Zhao Liqiang didn't faint for a long time. He quickly woke up, his whole body was in pain, and he said in a trembling voice, Lin Feng, you are too cruel, you knocked out two of my teeth. If you boy is still not convinced, I will knock out your mouth full of teeth, Lin Feng said. I will serve you, Zhao Liqiang said. I have never had with Shen Bingqian, but you have with her, so I serve you. In the past, Zhao Liqiang refused to accept anyone. He even thought that his supermarket could open to the United States, but now that the supermarket caught fire and I was in prison, Zhao Liqiang began to accept others. After Shen Bingqian moved away from me, I don't know where she went. You don't need me to tell you, she is still in Beijing, but because Beijing is so big, God knows where she is. What are you doing with her? She owes me more than 200,000 yuan, Zhao Liqiang said. Lin Feng was very surprised. Could it be that Shen Bingqian borrowed so much money from Zhao Liqiang? After Zhao Liqiang explained it, Lin Feng understood. In the past, when Shen Bingqian was dating Zhao Liqiang, whenever Valentine's Day or her birthday, Zhao Liqiang wanted to buy her a gift, but she didn't want it. As long as she had money, she gradually got around 200,000 from Zhao Liqiang's hands. You gave her this money willingly, it's not what you owe her. Even if you find her, she won't give it back to you, and even if you go to court to sue her, you won't be able to sue her, so don't worry. Lin Feng blew a sigh of smoke at Zhao Liqiang's embarrassed face. Give me a cigarette. I didn't interrupt your hand just now, you can take it yourself. At this time, there was Ziyun on Lin Feng's table, not a giant panda or Cordyceps sinensis. In the past, if someone handed Zhao Liqiang Ziyun, he would not smoke, and he would arrogantly say that my buddy never smokes less than 30 yuan, but now he can smoke Ziyun. I want to find her. I have to see how much I can get out. Otherwise, it will be too much of a loss. She is too selfish and took me so much money to leave. I feel very uncomfortable. If you find her and she doesn't give you money, what will you do? I killed her. As soon as Zhao Liqiang finished speaking, Lin Feng punched him again. This punch hit Zhao Liqiang in the corner of his eye. Zhao Liqiang fell from the chair and fell to the ground, covering his left eye and howling. Lin Feng had a lot of experience in beating people. Although Zhao Liqiang had a hole in the corner of his left eye, Lin Feng knew that Zhao Liqiang's left eye would not be blind. If you dare to hurt Shen Bingqian, I will lift your heavenly cover and send you to the west. What kind of person are you? You are willing to give her all that money. Do you still want it now? I just said casually, even if I found her, if she didn't give me money, I wouldn't really kill her. I warn you, don't look for her, or I will you to the death. Isn't your relationship with Chen Dongliang good? He is doing well now, making hundreds of thousands of dollars a year. You contact him and hang out with him bar. Chen Dongliang? He can make hundreds of thousands of dollars a year now? I used to think that kid was not very promising. I didn't expect it, now he is amazing. Lin Feng thought to himself, Chen Dongliang is still not very promising now, he is just a little man for a rich woman. As long as you contact Chen Dongliang, Sister Yan will use her big to teach you how to be a human being. After more than 10 minutes of dullness, Zhao Liqiang said, I'll squeeze with you tonight, there's nowhere to go. Go out and stay at the hotel. There is 7 days holiday hotel not far away. I can't let you go here. I want to save some money. Then you sleep on the street. In short, you can't sleep with me, hurry up, Lin Feng said. Dude, don't you have to do this? Fuck you again, Lin Feng raised his slap. Zhao Liqiang was immediately scared and waved his hands again and again. When Zhao Liqiang left, Lin Feng picked up the 2 front teeth left by Zhao Liqiang from the ground and threw them into the trash can in the bathroom. After returning to the partition room, he was not in the mood to write anymore. After repairing Zhao Liqiang just now, Lin Feng felt more comfortable, but he was still not satisfied. If the murder had not broken the law, he would have killed Zhao Liqiang just now. Zhao Liqiang really wanted to save some money, but he wouldn't sleep on the street, so he really stayed at the 7 days holiday hotel that Lin Feng told him. Lin Feng really wanted to find Shen Bingqian now, and told her, Zhao Liqiang is here, you should be on guard, but he didn't know where Shen Bingqian was, and he didn't plan to go for it deliberately. I believe that Zhao Liqiang is unlikely to find Shen Bingqian easily. After he contacts Chen Dongliang, Sister Yan will torture him, and he will live a life of pleasure and pain. Welcome to reading, the latest, fastest and hottest serial works are all in Peach Youth. Author, Su Kifeng. Chapter 70. Morning. The breeze is blowing and the air is cool, but it is easy to see women wearing short skirts and stockings on the road. At this time, most of them wear leather boots to make their fat or thin bodies hot. The beautiful landlord Shang Yunjuan's graphic production center took over a lightbox job. She wanted to save some money, so she only found someone from outside, and then pulled Lin Feng over to work as a coolie. The 2 girls in the graphic production center were very curious about Lin Feng's occupation. They thought that Lin Feng, as an idle cloud and a wild crane, couldn't help but wonder. One of the girls proposed to let Lin Feng carry a laptop to build a shack in the old forest in the deep mountains, so that he can feel the fresh nature without renting a house. Lin Feng said that there was no electricity and no internet in that place, so this wonderful idea went bankrupt. Another girl proposed to let Lin Feng carry a laptop to wander between different cities, so that he can appreciate more local customs and create more high-quality products. Lin Feng said that he has not experienced enough of Beijing's local conditions. Renking will not leave easily, he plans to settle down here. The girl immediately showed a look of contempt. What is Angia, and when there is a house, it is called Angia. She doesn't think that Lin Feng can afford a house in Beijing. Maybe after a few years, Lin Feng will not have such a surging idea. But Lin Feng felt that after a few years, he was already very rich, driving a high-end car, living in a high-end room, doing high-end love, and eating high-end food. When Lin Feng and Shang Yunjuan were busy together, Zhao Liqiang contacted Chen Dongliang and was tortured by Sister Yan. Chen Dongliang, who had never sold a kidney but seemed to have disappeared, immediately saw the dawn and told Sister Yan that Zhao Liqiang's aspect the ability is very strong, not inferior to Lin Feng at all. The well-known entrepreneur Yan Ji immediately became happy. Since Zhao Liqiang's ability in that area is very strong, why not use it and rescue him by the way? Sister Yan looked very arrogant, her slender legs were trembling, like a savior. She planned to use her buttocks to show Zhao Liqiang some color, so that Zhao Liqiang could understand what a strong woman is all about. When Zhao Liqiang arrived at Sister Yan's villa, his face was very swollen and he walked very slowly. Because of the loss of 2 front teeth, his speech was very leaky. Zhao Liqiang had never been beaten so hard before. He thought that Lin Feng had beaten him hard this time, but Lin Feng felt that he had shown mercy and did not discount Zhao Liqiang's arms or legs. Sister Yan's company was originally busy, but in order to see Zhao Liqiang, Sister Yan rushed back home. Seeing that Zhao Liqiang had been beaten like this, she immediately became angry and said a lot of impassioned words. But when she learned that Zhao Liqiang asked Lin Feng to beat her, Sister Yan was not so angry. Instead, she thought it was a very funny thing. A person who was very good in bed beat another person who was very good in bed. Chen Dongliang said that Sister Yan is a very good woman with high ability and a good understanding of life. She is rich and has a heart of sympathy. Zhao Liqiang said, "Oh." Chen Dongliang said that although Sister Yan is over 40 years old, her heart is very young, she is only in her 20s, her skin is very soft, and she looks like she is in her 30s. Just 10 years old. Zhao Liqiang said, "Oh." Chen Dongliang said that since I became Sister Yan's little man, I felt like a different person. I found that life is really beautiful. It's better to graduate than not to graduate, and it's better to find a woman who is older than yourself than to find someone of the same age. Look at my hair, it's more shiny than before, and I don't even have dandruff. Zhao Liqiang said, "Oh." Chen Dongliang said that doing that with Sister Yan is better than doing that with a woman in her 20s. Since the time with Sister Yan, I found that the women I was looking for were all shit. Zhao Liqiang said, "Oh." Under Chen Dongliang's rhetoric, within 2 hours, Zhao Liqiang agreed to be a little man for Sister Yan. From now on, he will serve Sister Yan together with Chen Dongliang. The reason why Zhao Liqiang agreed to be Sister Yan's little man was not to go to Sister Yan, but to get a sum of money in a short time. He doesn't know how Sister Yan is doing in other aspects, but what he can be sure of is that Sister Yan is very rich. Sister Yan found that it was wise for her to come back from the company on purpose, otherwise she would not be able to enjoy Zhao Liqiang's body during the day. Although Zhao Liqiang was injured, Sister Yan still did not let him go. Sister Yan saw Zhao Liqiang's body and found that he was indeed tall and straight. Sister Yan said, "I sympathize with you when such a big incident happened in your supermarket and your father is still in jail." Zhao Liqiang said, "Thank you." Sister Yan said, "It is not easy for you young people to come out and make a fortune. I will try my best to provide you with opportunities. Your situation is very special, and I will provide you with more opportunities." Zhao Liqiang said, "Thank you." Sister Yan said, "In fact, I'm not a hot woman. I never look for ducks in hotels. I only look for you young people. I'm helping you. No one has ever been young, and I like you." Zhao Liqiang said, "Thank you." Sister Yan said, "Although you have injuries on your body, I still really want to try it with you right away. You are in pain, and I really want to comfort you. Sister will be very kind to you." Zhao Liqiang was in pain, but he still smiled and nodded. Sister Yan and Zhao Liqiang quickly created an extraordinary enthusiasm. It wasn't until 1 o'clock in the afternoon that the work on the light box was finished. Shang Yunjuan gave another laborer, and the man left. Shang Yunjuan drove Lin Feng to her house. "It's really tiring, but it's okay. That light box makes a lot of money. If there is work to do with light boxes in the future, I will call you. Don't keep calling me, I still need to code. As you said, you usually don't type in the morning. If you have work in the morning, I will call you, and it will not delay your afternoon and evening. Sister Shang hopes you will become a well-known online novel writer. Maybe after you post it, I will still be able to shine." Shang Yunjuan's soft body leaned against Lin Feng. "You help me make a light box, which is an additional skill, and you can write about the process of making a light box in the future. Don't you count money by the words in your novels? The process of making a light box is enough for you to write more than 500 words. If you write 10 books and make a light box for each book, it will be more than 5,000 words in total. My readers don't like to see light boxes, and they don't want to know how light boxes are made. Lin Feng, don't complain, help me when you have time, What can bring you good luck and make you rich? Shang Yunjuan said with a charming smile. Lin Feng thought to himself that your sister can really bring me good luck. You can tell by her beautiful face and slender and graceful body that she is a very prosperous person. If you convince your sister to marry me, then after I post it, you will definitely be wiped out. Not only will I give your sister money, but I will also give you money. Not only will I your sister, but I will also you. What are you thinking about, kid? I didn't think about anything. Lin Feng smiled. Shang Yunjuan's hand scratched against Lin Feng's chest. Aren't you stinking thinking about my sister again? You already took my sister, and you still want to take my sister. Are you too ruthless? Already? Actually, I didn't think about you, it was you who let me be yours. Likewise, I also didn't think about your sister, but if your sister takes off her and insists on mine, then I'm welcome. Lin Feng said. You're so bad, Yun Na wouldn't do that. Shang Yunjuan's fist hit Lin Feng. She liked Lin Feng very much. Every time she got up with Lin Feng, it made her feel uncomfortable. When she lay in bed at night thinking of Lin Feng, her body would be on fire. But she was very afraid of Lin Feng's idea of hitting her sister. She had been divorced once, and she didn't want to remarry in her life. She didn't even have a child. It's okay, Lin Feng is obviously not in the ranks. Maybe Lin Feng will be a potential stock, maybe he will be very rich in the future, but then I don't know when it will happen. Shang Yunjuan hopes that her sister can marry before the age of 30, and then have a child and become a mother. Shang Yunjuan likes children very much. Whenever she sees a little doll sitting in a stroller or a child walking with a woman's clothes on the road, she will be very envious. It would be great if she also had a child. If that's the case, she won't be so lonely, maybe her attention will be diverted, and she won't miss men so much. Lin Feng, sit down for a while, and Sister Shang will cook for you. Fry some good dishes. Sure. Shang Yunjuan went to the kitchen. Lin Feng tried his best, but he was really hungry. When he was smoking, he also hoped that Shang Yunjuan would make the meal quickly. After eating, he planned to go back to sleep and start typing. Shang Yunjuan's frying pan was upside down, and her was also upside down. Lin Feng had served her in the kitchen before. When she was cooking food, Lin Feng hugged her from behind, took off her pants, and pulled it off. Her trousers put her on. Shang Yunjuan was also fantasizing about being intoxicated when she was cooking. She wanted Lin Feng to come over and cook her again in the kitchen, but when she cooked several dishes, Lin Feng didn't come in either. Several dishes were brought to the table, and Shang Yunjuan brought another bottle of white wine over. It definitely wouldn't be as good as Mingjilan. It was just a bottle of ordinary wine of more than 20 yuan, and the alcohol content was quite high. Shang Yunjuan's mouth showed a charming smile, and she poured wine into the wine cup. Every time I drink with you, I have a special feeling. Before I was divorced, oh, let's not talk about it. If you want to say it, then say, I really want to hear the story of you and your husband. By the way, and where did your husband go? Lin Feng said. Do you really want to hear it? I want to hear it. Then I'll tell you something. After Shang Yunjuan and Lin Feng clinked glasses, they finished the wine and started talking. Shang Yunjuan said that when she first got married, she had a very good relationship with her husband. Her husband would her 3 or 4 times a week, but gradually, the man had an outside heart. Shang Yunjuan said that the woman her ex-husband later found had a bad appearance, and grinning made men despair of a woman, but her ex-husband was full of hope for that woman. Shang Yunjuan said that her ex-husband later started a building materials business with the support of the woman. Now he is very rich, he owns a luxury house in Beijing, and he has a son with his current wife. Shang Yunjuan said that even if her ex-husband met her on the road, he pretended not to know her. If she scolded you, you are a conscience, her ex-husband would speed up his steps and get from her at the fastest speed. disappeared from sight, as if they had never been married, as if they had never done that thing. Shang Yunjuan said that she had despaired of marriage, but she was still so interested in men. Since enjoying Lin Feng's thing, she has found happiness again. Lin Feng said, I can't keep doing what you do all the time. Maybe one day, I don't want to maintain this relationship with you. Shang Yunjuan said, try to do it as many times as possible, I like you so much. Lin Feng said, you always want your sister to catch a golden tortoise in law, what if you find a heartless rich man? Shang Yunjuan said, then divorce and divide his family property. Lin Feng said that now the policy has been changing, and it is not very easy to divide. Shang Yunjuan said that if you want to score, you can score, and you can score without creating conditions. If you can't get anything, that's a fool. Lin Feng and Shang Yunjuan were drinking and chatting. Before you know it, almost 2 hours have passed. Time is passing, and the afternoon is almost over. Even this meal has not been finished yet. Lin Feng's stomach is very full, but he felt empty. Sister Shang, I'm going back first, I have to code. Don't go, you don't have that yet. You won't get bored of me so soon, will you? I'm a little tired today, and I'm not in good shape. I'll do it another day. Please, come here, you can do it for a long time even if you are not in a good state. Shang Yunjuan was hungry and thirsty. She put one arm around Lin Feng and rolled onto the big soft bed together. Shang Yuna came back, and as soon as she walked into the living room, she heard a warm and surging voice. You don't have to think about it to know that her sister is doing that thing with Lin Feng again. Shang Yuna is very depressed, but when she thinks that her sister is missing a man, she is not so depressed. Welcome book friends, come to read, the latest, fastest and most popular serial works are all in